Hello, everybody. What's going on? We're back. We're live. We're doing the show, and just good to be back. It feels good to be back. Did the show with Tim Smith last night. Got to get my light on. Hold on. Got to get my lighting right. So we did an incredible show with Tim Smith last night. The one, the only, the legend. Really cool show. Anytime we can do a show with Tim Smith, it is an honor. It is a privilege, and it's always fun. He always brings an interesting perspective to everything, and so thank you, Tim, for coming on last night. That was badass. We haven't had him on, and honestly, the arcade machines were looking fabulous. Honestly, incredible. So it was really cool to see Tim kicking ass in his element, dude. All right. So what is Trump's game plan? We're going to kind of talk about the Iran war, but let's we're going to take a bit of a detour. We're going to watch Asmund Gould react to a Candace Owens clip. It looks like.
Let's get it.
I'm not a fan of Candace Owens. I thought she was okay at first, and I just realized she's crazy. Candace Owens is out of her mind, dude. She's going like, she is kind of going full Kanye at this point, and that's my take on it, at least. Oh shit. So TJ is saying the wife's brother was on the airbase in Kuwait that got hit, and is stuck in a hotel basement there right now. Oh, good. Dude, I'm hoping that he ends. Is he okay so far? At least, I'm hoping he's okay. Jeez, man. That's fucking scary shit, dude. Dude, I'm honestly praying that he's okay, man. Thank you, Annie. That was a fun live video last night. It was pretty cool. But dude, I'm hoping that. So he's in a hotel basement right now. Okay. Okay, so he's a civilian contractor there, but that's still scary, dude. I'm hoping that he gets out all right, man. That's scary, dude. Fuck. Man, with everything going on there, it's like I really do hope this war ends very quickly. I'm hoping that Iran just either surrenders or realizes that they should surrender something. Because this is getting out of hand, man. Give me one moment. Sorry, guys. I'm coughing a little bit this morning. Give me just a few more seconds, you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm getting things set up for the live real quick. I'm just being a little bit slow at the moment, you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. Dude, that's wild, man. You know, everything that's going on, man, it's just too crazy. Give me one more moment, you guys. Sorry about that. I am being incredibly slow today. Just getting getting a couple things set up. First off, I mean, I got to admit, man, how is the U.S. bullies, dude? James, how is the U.S. bullies at this point, man? Jeez, man. Yeah, this war just has to end quickly. That's all there is to it. I don't know how it'll end quickly. I don't know what it would take to end this war quickly, but it's got to end quickly. We'll react to this real quick, but...
And the moment that Charlie was shot, I knew what happened to him was not random, okay? He was betrayed. And the moment that Charlie was shot, I knew what happened to him was not random.
I think that Charlie was shot by a crazy person. That's what I think. I think that... everybody has these conspiracy theories about Charlie's death, but no, I mean, like, I'm glad that the U.S. is doing what it's doing, man. Because the problem is Iran has been a huge state sponsor of terrorism for a long time, and it was kind of about time that Iran just got what's coming to them, you know? The Iranian government, at least. The people of Iran, you know, I feel bad for them right now. I really do. I feel bad for the people of Iran. I just hope that this war ends very quickly. I hope that we're able to dismantle their government. Hopefully a regime change, a real regime change, happens. And then we go along our merry way, man. Let's keep going, man.
Random. Okay, he was betrayed. Charlie Kirk was the first casualty of the war in Iran. I'm certain of that. And it's deeper than that.
Oh,
I am now of the opinion that he was likely sacrificed. And
he was sacrificed.
I think Candace might be a little bit out of her mind on this one, but we're gonna hear her out. We're gonna hear out Candace Owens on this, and we'll see what she's trying to say. Candace, what are you talking about?
Sacrifice to the gods.
Oh, God.
I want to tell you why I got there. You guys know, if you're a part of my book club, I've been doing a lot of research into Freemasonry.
Candace.
About a month ago, while we took a break to prepare for our Bride of Charlie series, someone sent me this. I'm showing you, this is what they sent me in the mail.
It's the
Something
Holy
that is
Bible?
known as a Freemason Bible. Now, I knew that...
Okay, the I wonder what the hell is in the Freemason Bible anyway. I've never read the Freemason version of the Bible.
These
keep going.
I haven't seen this.
Because of my studying Sigmund Freud and looking into the fact that he had inherited one from his father. The backstory of this one in particular came with a handwritten letter, is that a 33rd degree Freemason out in Oklahoma died, and all of his belongings were left in a home that was eventually auctioned off.
Okay.
And the person who had this in his possession, his relative was the person who acquired the home.
All right.
And they went in and they burned everything in it effectively.
Right.
Thinking that it was obviously just carrying bad spirits. But he, for some reason, had the sense that he should keep this one item.
Bible. And then
for no particular reason.
And luckily he gave it to you now. Now you have this evil Bible.
He kept it in the back of his
She's got a cursed Bible. I don't know much about the Freemasons. I've always been kind of creeped out by the Freemason ways, whatever their ways really are. I don't feel like, I mean, I could be wrong, but I've never really considered Freemasons it kind of feels like a more of a very cultish kind of, Freemasons always get, the Freemason thing, we had like a Freemason church here in Coos Bay, and I always got the heebie-jeebies from it. You know, I don't know what it was. Just something about the Freemasons kind of scared me a little bit. Just a bit. You know, if anybody's a Freemason in here, maybe you guys can prove me wrong that maybe it's not so bad. Hopefully. But, yeah. If you guys can convince me, I'm down to be convinced. Just to let you know.
Truck for over a decade. And when he saw me covering the history of Freemasonry...
I'll tell you right now, this wasn't in the back of a truck for over a decade. If it was, the entire front of this would be completely cooked. Like, there's no way that something like this would survive in the back of a truck and not have more damage to the sides and the edge.
I will admit it's well preserved. I mean, it's possible it could have just been in a vacuum-sealed container. TJ says they just believe in rituals and their Bible has them listed. Jesus' sacrifice was supposed to be the last ritual. They disagree. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Do the Freemasons actually do sacrifices? Because if they do, man, they should be... See, that's disturbing, man. That's disturbing. That's one of the reasons why, like, I've always been afraid of certain types of, like, cult behavior, you know. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Of it. Like, I mean, you instantly know that's not true. Everybody knows that's not true instantaneously.
For over a decade. And when he saw me covering the history of Freemasonry and what they believe, trying to discern what it is that they believe, he felt that this was the reason.
Okay, so they mock sacrifice. Okay, that's good. At least they're not doing sacrifice. They're not doing sacrificial crap. Okay. But yeah, for the most part, I just stay away from a lot of, you know, I do feel like, you know, my connection with Jesus, for example, is a personal one. You know what I mean? Like, I never like really felt like I needed to belong to a church or anything like that. And people who go to church, I totally respect them, by the way. I think church is a good place to go. I'm kind of old school, though. I believe that my body just kind of, you know, I just believe that, you know, Jesus flows through me, and yeah, I'm just here to do, you know, good work when it comes to, like, trying to help people, anybody I can and stuff, and it's really my goal, just help as many people as I can, whether it's help them get their finances right, whether it's helping them get their, you know, whether it's just giving them food or helping them out, doing stuff to help people out. That's really my goal. I feel that's why I was put here, is to just help as many people as I can, and, you know, maybe try to invent something as well while I'm here. You know, invent something that'll help humanity. I don't know what that thing is yet, but I want to invent something that changes the course of humanity. I love that. But let's see. TJ says church is like a bar. You go to a place to talk to people with similar interests. Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. That is a good way to look at it. I like that. So, a Drippy Sausage says I look like a Discord mod. That's actually kind of funny.
And he had kept it all those years. So he just sent it to me.
He knew.
To provide me further insight into what they believe and what they practice.
Hey, if you guys can, though, double tap the screen to like the stream. One more time, double tap the screen to like the stream. It does help the stream grow. Also, if you guys can, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help the channel expand to higher reaches. So the more subscribers we have, the better. It really does help the channel grow. Let's keep going, man.
Practice at the top of Freemasonry. This is not your granddad's Freemason lodge, okay? Oh, my dad's
this is
lodge.
elite Freemasonry.
No, this is not that. That is not what 33rd degree Freemasonry is.
Right.
So I flipped through this immediately after we did douse it in holy water. I flipped through it. And within the very first...
She doused it in holy water? What? Frog Eat Frog says Garza, and Nope ain't doing it. Yeah, we're watching Candace. We're watching Asmongold, dude. I'm reacting to Asmongold reacting to Candace Owens. I think she's a little off her rocker sometimes, but you know what? Let's see what she's trying to say.
Pages, there was a pentagram with various illustrations inside of it, notes around it. I'm going to show you that now.
Shit, a pentagram? Oh my God.
For you to see it.
Oh my God.
There at the bottom. And in case you can't
Holy
see
shit.
what is pointing to the middle.
A fallen
it says
prince.
Place of sacrifice or worship.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Shit.
Place of sacrifice or worship in the middle there. So I want you to note that in this Freemason Bible, it illustrates that a sacrifice must be made in the center of a pentagon.
And Charlie Kirk was in the center. Charlie Kirk was sacrificed by the Freemasons.
Is that what she's recommending, or not recommending, but suggesting? That's what I think that Asmund's kind of hinting at. I think that's what Candace is suggesting. My God. Candace is a little off her rocker a bit, but whatevs. We'll give her a chance here. We'll give her a chance. I'm not against Candace Owens, though. I do admit she's a very interesting person in the world of politics. I do take a lot of the stuff that she says with a grain of salt. I do think that she's a little cray-cray sometimes, but, she's got to do what she's got to do in a lot of these instances. I'm just not entirely sure what's going on in her mind. I just don't know, bro. There we go. Sorry, I was doing a little bit of swing trading, you guys. Getting my swing trades in.
The Pentagon. 5 sides. Like a house. And I thought, how curious that Charlie was indeed seated in the center of a pentagon when he was killed. Let me demonstrate that for you.
Wait a minute. Where's this pentagon?
You can see that right.
Holy shit.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, dude. I'm not seeing it. Oh, boy. I'm not seeing it. What is she seeing? Dot focus. Dot focus is the man, dude. Frog eat frog, you're killing me, bro. You're killing me. Okay, so what is Candace seeing? I'm not I'm not exactly seeing what Candace is seeing here. I don't know what she's seeing. I'm going to be completely truthful with you guys. Where's this pentagon?
Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. Look at this. Look at this. No. You guys might not be putting it together. No.
Okay,
Look.
let's let Asmund.
1, 2,
I'm trying to
3, 4, 6, 6, 6. Oh my God.
Asmund's too funny, dude. I love Asmund. He's so good. I love it when he's going on full sarcastic mode, dude. It's amazing.
I believe that the manner of Charlie's death was also intended to cast a spell. That's the only thing I come up. I kept asking.
Dude, Candace is. I'm sorry. Oh man. Come on, man.
This is the only thing I can come up with.
You can see that right there. I believe that the manner of Charlie's death was also intended to cast a spell.
Okay.
Of course.
That's the only thing I come up. I kept asking the question, why did they broadcast this?
Oh my God.
I don't even know, dude. I don't even know what Candace is smoking. I think that here's the thing. I think Charlie was killed by a psychopath. A terrible human being killed him. And that's it. It's just it's as simple as that, man. There's really I don't think that you can. I don't think there's any underlying conspiracy beyond that. I think that Charlie was unfortunately killed by a psychopath. Also, make sure you guys double tap the screen to like the stream. Once again, double tap the screen to like the stream. And if you can, please subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. So thank you guys for even taking the time to subscribe. It means a lot to me. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs by the end of the month. I think we could pull it off, man. Frog Eat Frog says, Garza reacting to Asmund. Garza's head rolls react to Asmund's eyebrows. Very true, very true. Yeah, I just think that Charlie was killed by a psychopath. A liberal psychopath.
It's just like... And do you remember what I said about whenever I said that she wrote herself into a corner? I will, as always, I will always become more right as time goes on.
Making us watch Charlie die was diabolical.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me take a step back. She's not saying diabolical in like the TikTok way. She's saying diabolical in the biblical way.
Okay.
So these are literal demons that wanted everybody to see Charlie Kirk's assassination for the blood cost of the human sacrifice to bring upon the spell to cast the world into chaos, to begin the war in Iran as proclaimed by the Freemason Holy Bible.
Dude, this is getting wild, dude.
This is the kind of stuff that makes me glad that my mom isn't around. Because if she was... Yeah. You poor I know. Candace would be her favorite. To be fair, my mom's sister, my aunt, says Candace is nuts. So maybe my mom wouldn't be into this, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like these are levels of conspiracies that are just like, come on, man. Come on, brother. Come on, man.
And although this priest that I'm about to show you is discussing Satanism more broadly, he's not saying this, to be clear, in the context of Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
I want you to take a listen to what he says. This is Father Ripperger. He is going to describe the nature of this sort of constant symbolism that's being used, this obsession with...
if you guys can, though, double tap the screen to like the stream. One more time, double tap the screen to like the stream. I hope you guys double tap that screen, baby. Double tap it long and double tap it hard.
Almost having to reveal to us what they're doing, like wanting to get close to revealing to us what they're doing, and then gaslighting us. Take a listen.
Actually, the technical term that we tend to use for that is called the revealing of the method. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
The revealing of the method.
It basically means that it can be connected to a curse. They could curse this so that it has a more, so that its distribution becomes more extensive and more people watch the thing. But a lot of times what that is that the thing about Satanists, and also even though it's occult and the fact that it's hidden, there's a side to diabolic psychology that even when they remain hidden, they still want to show themselves in some way. They're still going to reveal themselves in something. They can't help it. And it's the same thing you see. It's the same thing you see with Satanists. It's the same thing you see with Freemasons when they're involved in certain things. It's the same stuff you see across the board in these particular...
Frog Eat Frog says, well, I'll be back, brother. The wife and I have... Hey, 22nd anniversary. Hey, spend time with your wife, man. Hey, spend some time with your wife, brother. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, dude. 22nd anniversary, man. Congratulations. Congratulations to Frog Eat Frog for your guys' you and your wife's 22nd anniversary, brother. That's amazing, dude. No, go spend time with your wife, man. You don't need to watch this show. You don't need to watch it, even unless this show gives you guys some great pleasure. Then that's fine. But no, congratulations, man. Everybody, give a shout out to Frog Eat Frog. Him and his wife, 22nd anniversary today. Good job, man. Hell yeah, dude. That's amazing. Congratulations to my boy. Hey, have fun, Frog Eat Frog. Get it, brother.
Groups, and so they just tend to reveal stuff, but their hope is to, even in the revealing, that you don't know. There's a sadistic delight they get out of basically putting it to you without you even knowing it.
You know what's really funny about this is the fact that everything that this guy is saying, I completely agree with, and everything that Candace is saying is completely retarded. Like, basically, what he's saying is very true, and I think this is something that happens and it manifests in a lot of different ways. But, like, I don't know what the fuck that has to do with Charlie Kirk being assassinated and sacrificed for the Iran war, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll admit, even I'm a little bit confused as to where Candace is going with all that. Candace confuses the shit out of me, though, dude. I never know what the fuck she's talking about. I just don't. I don't get it. If you guys can, though, double tap the screen to like the stream. Let's keep going, man. A little bit
different. What the hell happened to her? She used to be normal until a couple of years ago. So let me explain what happens to a lot of creators and what happens to a lot of people who are commentators. So basically is that, like, they start getting a lot of positive feedback for extremist values and extremist ideas. So that causes a self-radicalization kind of, like, basically, like, a self-radicalization cycle where they push more radical ideas, they gain a more radical audience. Then they push more radical ideas, they gain a more radical audience. And what happens?
It's funny because I found that to be just the opposite. Because I'm kind of milquetoast and boring. You know, I really am. There's not a lot that's very entertaining about this show. Give me just a moment, though. I gotta open up a window. Okay, let's keep going. Why is so you're saying that Asmund Gould is as dumb as a box of rocks? Why is that? I don't know. Asmund seems to be pretty intelligent overall. I don't know why people would say that Asmund's dumb as a box of rocks. That makes zero sense, bro. Trying to understand people's logic here. But whatever.
Is that people who do that fall into that trap and they eventually write themselves into a corner because the people that are conspiratards, and I'm not talking about the people that are like believing in Epstein. I'm talking about the people that are believing in like the Anunnaki, people that are believing in, Hitler being alive underneath Antarctica. Like we're talking about the real retard shit. And so those people are not logical. They're not rational. And what you'll see, they believe in Yakub, right? Like that kind of mentality is not arrived at through rationality. So you can't rein those people in order to, like, if you ever express a value that the conspiracy theory isn't true, you automatically are against them because they are effectively a self-radicalizing cult of people that will always choose the more extreme, more disconnected, more radical, more, delusional idea in the pursuit that basically it's like an opposite logic pursuit where anything that they do that seems...
Yeah, Asmund's hilarious, dude. I love watching Asmund. He's got some hilarious takes and he's just funny, man. I love Asmund.
Crazy is in their mind more true.
Asmund spitting truth, dude. Let's look up Trump a little bit. Let's see what's going on with Trump. See if he's got any new announcements or anything. Oh, Trump gives another update on the Middle East conflict. Okay.
It's now speaking there in Ohio. Let's dip in here.
One-year depreciation is great. One-year expensing, everyone loves it. And we did a little excursion. We had to take this little few weeks of excursion, but it's been incredible. Our military is unbelievable, the job they're doing. I would say, to put it mildly, way ahead of schedule. We've knocked out their Navy, their military in all forms. We've knocked out just about everything there is, including their
wild, man, wild
leadership. Twice. We knocked out twice their leadership, and now they have a new group coming up. Let's see what happens to them. But 47 bad years we suffered with them, not only us, the rest of the world, and we're doing our job. So we had to take an excursion, but it's doing well. The market's holding up well. I figured we'd be hit a little bit.
The market went down a bit today, but that was just a good buying opportunity for me to get into some indexes. As you guys know, I'm a freak when it comes to my index funds and stuff like that. So I love getting into anything that's index based. And actually, that's not a bad price at all. Let's see. Let's get into this one. Yeah, I get into a lot of the emerging markets funds and stuff like that. So I got a lot of international ones. I got a lot of let's see, I got a lot of small cap too. Let's buy a little more small cap here. Silver. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I've been just kind of swing trading quite a bit. It's not bad at all. It's kind of fun. I enjoy swing trading. I think it's a fantastic thing to do.
But we were hit probably less than I thought, and we'll be back on track in a pretty short while. Prices are coming down very substantially. Oil will be coming down. That's just a matter of war. That happens you can almost predict it. I would say it went up a little bit less than we thought. It's going to come down more than anybody understands. Do you have any questions, Peter?
Yes. You just said it is a little excursion, and you said it is a war. So which one is it?
Well, it's both. It's both. It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war, and the war is going to be. For them, it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, Iran's looking rough, bro.
But think of it, they had thousands of missiles, 8,000 missiles. We got many of them before they got to launch. They have drones all over the place. We got many. Now we're knocking out the drone plants, as you know, going fast. They started talking about mines, so we hit 28 mine chips as of this moment, 28. Like using the same weapon, the exact same weapon that we use against the drug dealers in the water. We have, as an example, we had tremendous drugs pouring in through the waters, through the sea, and now we have almost none. It's down 97%.
Damn,
water.
man.
Now we'll do it through land. The land is easier than water. But this
True.
is a great honor being here. It's a great company. I've known it for a long time, and you have done a fantastic job. And I'd like to congratulate you.
Thank you. It's the colleagues' work.
See the colleagues. Talks about it himself.
Hell yeah.
It's a new form of business. He said before, my associates, my colleagues, what about people that just work for you? No, right? They're colleagues.
25
That's
years
why
of
it's
working
together.
together.
I love it, dude. That's a great mindset, man. That he doesn't see him as employees; he sees them as colleagues. I think that's beautiful.
It's doing so well. Congratulations. Great company. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great honor. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Gentlemen, we thought it would just be good to introduce some of our best
Sure, let's go.
People in our team and have you have a chance to say hello to
Well,
each of them.
let me have a picture with them. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's great.
Come on, Peter, take a picture. Come on. Let's go. Let me get alongside of some really good-looking people. All right, let's go.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, Trump's the man, dude. Trump's the man, dude. What else can you say except for Trump is the GOAT? Greatest president of all time, bro. Oh,
Happy Thursday.
I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. He's kind of sleazy, but we'll take a look at what he's saying.
Boy, do I have an update for you guys. It looks like markets are trading lower, and not just from where we were yesterday during the overnight hours, but we actually got...
You know, red days are fine because I'm an index guy. I get into indexes straight up. And that's how I operate, man. That's how I've operated for a while. I love index investing. It's easiest thing to swing trade, man, is an entire index, and it's one of the safer things to. It's not completely safe, but it's a lot safer than most things.
Got some continuation right when the market opened with some lower lows and lower highs. Now the markets are in the early stages of a possible reversal, so we'll see if we actually break above and go back to retest 605, 606, or if we get rejected, form a lower high and go back to selling off. So what exactly is going on today? Again, we talked about it in today's live trading session, especially with all of the selling pressure that presented itself. Again, if you didn't watch today's live trading session, please go back and watch it. If you're not yet part of our LPP team, again, the second link in the description down below will give you access to our daily live.
I don't want your fucking course, but we'll keep watching.
Session. With that being said, we have a big update from Trump. Trump says higher oil prices are good. This is the part that just irritates me. I said it a few days ago.
I'm not the biggest fan of higher oil prices, but if it happens, it happens in this instance. I mean, like, it's part of the process, unfortunately, in this instance, but
Trump made a claim that the Iran war is completely or pretty much done. Today, he backtracks on that. Now oil prices are back to skyrocketing, and once again...
I don't know, this Ricky Gutierrez guy seems kind of like a whiner. He seems whiny.
We see a tweet with no merit, no foundation, all just to manipulate the market. Again, when it doesn't matter, I voted for the dude, right? And if you there's things that
I voted for him, I vote for him. Well, I wouldn't vote for him again because he's too old now. Like, if he was able to run in 2028, I just couldn't vote for him because I just feel like he's getting too old. But JD Vance and Marco Rubio, man, totally fine with that.
He's done that I have agreed with. There's things that he does that I completely do not. This is a complete form of manipulation. He knows that his messages, his tweets, directly manipulate the market. And again, this is why...
That's smart. And hey, honestly, red days are fine in my opinion. I love red days. Like, if the markets are down, I'm in. I'm like pretty much all in, dude. Like, I not all in, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm buying the dip.
Markets are getting wiped out today. U.S. oil extends gains to rise above $94 a barrel, now up 70% since December of 2025. And the part that irritates me is that people actually are commenting of like, well, Ricky, yes, higher gas prices are actually good because it creates more oil-based jobs. Bro, what? How can you be so brain dead? How can you be so narrow-minded that you blind?
Like, look, I'm not a big fan of higher oil prices, but that's the price we're paying for the moment, And it's really the reason that oil prices are high right now is because of fear, more than fear. I don't know. That's the way I see it, at least, but whatever.
Finally agree with another person just because you voted for them. Again, even the people you love most in your life, you're not going to agree with everything that they do. Why would it be any different when it comes down to the president? $650 billion has been wiped out from the U.S. stock market in just the 15 minutes since it opened. We are seeing extreme fear in the market.
Oh, lots of fear. I was able to buy a ton of indexes, though. I was able to buy some small cap indexes. I was able to buy... Yeah, the markets got hit hard today, but that's pretty much, you guys know that I'm a dip buyer. I buy the dip and then I flip it. Yeah, like the emerging markets fund went down. I mean, in theory, it should go back up, but whatevs. I mean, look, I mean, the beauty is, I will say this is good for me, at least as an investor. This is shockingly good for me. And people are saying, how is this good for you? Well, honestly, whenever the markets go down out of fear, I'm all in. So that's where I make my money. That's where I make the majority of it, man.
President Trump is supposedly now enthusiastic about continuing the war in Iran for at least another 3 to 4 weeks. But wait, I thought just a few days ago it was pretty much done. But I thought, no, he won't backtrack on this. Again.
My man's backtracking. I'll admit it. It's backtracking a little bit. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button, though, in the upper right-hand corner. Once again, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. The more subscribers we get, the better. It really does help us out in the long run, so we're trying to see what we can pull off. Give me one moment. Give me a few seconds, you guys. Sorry about that.
When will we hold these people accountable? It is a direct form of manipulation. Like, there is no merit. There's no foundation in any of the claims that he has made about the war being done. Yet, markets pumped a bunch of people. The part that bothers me the most is I have a bunch of beginners messaging me, Ricky, I bought in going long because Trump said the war was over. Now prices are dropping. What did we say a few days ago? You can't be surprised that, again, this positive catalyst of Trump's tweets are short-lived because you just...
And by the way, here's the thing. Markets are going to go up. Markets are going to go down. It's up to you if you're a swing trader. I'm not a day trader. I'm a swing trader. Look, if you think that it's always going to be green days, I think that you're a fool. This is why you keep cash reserves on hand. When a dip presents itself, you have an opportunity to buy the dip. And you could buy indexes. I mean, it's not hard. It's a good opportunity in my mind. But people don't see it that way sometimes. They think, oh no, we got to be scared. No, you don't have to be scared. There's no, like, look, this is why you keep cash reserves. And this is one of the things I like to tell everybody. It's like, cash reserves are the best thing in the world. Keep a cash reserve on hand. And you're fine. I know not everybody has that ability, and I actually do empathize. I really do. I'm very lucky that I swing trade. If it wasn't for my swing trading capabilities and all the stuff that I do, and I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in. My ability to swing trade is like what really keeps my portfolio afloat. I mean, I do have a lot of long-term holdings, granted, but it's amazing. Let's see what we got here today. S&P 500 momentum. Interesting. Momentum ETF. Lots of different ETFs out there, though. Yeah, I just really started preparing myself to swing trade a little bit more. Yeah, there's always going to be red days. I think that's the one thing that people need to keep in mind. And I think they fool themselves into thinking that, no, the good days are going to last forever, And that's just not the way it works, I mean, this is... as much as I want there to always be green days, that's just not the way the markets work. Markets go up, markets go down, sentiment happens. But that's where when the volatility happens, I mean, that's where the profits get made. That's how profit gets made, man. It's through the ups and downs. And, I take pure advantage of the ups and downs in the markets. I really do. I mean, that's the smartest thing you can do, in my opinion. So I buy the dip. I lower my average cost of the indexes that I get into. Sure. Like I said, that's the way I do it. This is how I do it. And I firmly believe it's the smartest way to roll. Some people think I'm a crackpot. Sure, I don't really care. Let's keep watching, man.
Just likes to hear himself speak. He likes to cause the markets to quickly recover. No, like this is the part that bothers me, is because of his messages and the excitement, or
Well, if the markets are reacting to Trump tweets, that's kind of on the markets. But here's the thing. This is why you should always have enough cash reserves on hand if you're a swing trader to be able to buy dips, to buy indexes on the dips. Not financial advice, by the way. This is just the way I operate. This is just fine. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. But yeah, talk to a financial advisor. I mean, hey, you guys, I can't believe it. We're at 8,791 subs. Once again, we're at 8,791 subscribers. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to subscribe to this channel. I mean, you guys have made this channel grow in more ways than one. I mean, you guys make everything possible. You guys make everything good. So I want to thank everybody who's been a part of the Michael Garza show journey. I mean, you guys have been, like I said, you guys have been unreal, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for constantly being a part of this. And but yeah, tap the subscribe button. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. Also, vote in the poll. We got a poll going on, so vote in that poll, man. Yeah, I mean, we're almost to 9,000 subs, man. I can't believe it. So close. We're so close. So if you guys are hearing this message right now, please tap the subscribe button. It does help the channel grow. Also, double tap the screen to like the stream if you haven't already. So here we go.
Conviction he brings into the market based off of false tweets. Now people are enthusiastic to go long, and guess what? They pay the price.
Yeah, that's why you don't go all in. This is why I tell everybody, don't go all in. Going all in is probably the stupidest thing you could do. But buying into the dip isn't a bad thing. You just don't use all your cash reserves to buy the dip. You just gotta dip your toes in.
So now another 3-4 weeks, even if oil prices rebound. And then again, this is the official message from Trump saying that, we have a bunch of oil in the United States. We're the largest oil producer in the world. Even if prices go up for oil, that's great for us. It's not great for the average American that's paying more at the pump. It's common sense. It's like, how can you argue that?
No, eventually though, here's the thing. The theory is that if Iran is destabilized and they're not able to do all these terrible things, then eventually the price of oil is going to go down. If this creates a more stable Middle East, I'm all for it. Even if I have to pay a little bit at the pump temporarily.
And then you have Iran that says that you cannot start a war and then demand a ceasefire when you won. Our armed forces are determined to teach the enemy a lesson that they will never forget. It's just so irritating. It's like we look like absolute idiots. Like, how can you say one thing when there's no foundation to it? Like, you're not actually...
I mean, Iran is the number one state sponsor of war. Of terrorism, I should say. Sorry. They're the number one state sponsor of terrorism, so why not? Like, what I think Ricky's butthurt because the markets are down. Notice that when the markets are green, Ricky has no problem with whatever Trump is doing, but when the markets are in the red, Ricky has a total meltdown because he's a worthless day trader. Look, swing trading's different than day trading. Swing traders are a lot more patient. We just get in and we wait for the swing to happen, right? And that's it. Buy the dip, dude. Buy the dip, do the flip, and I'm an index fund swing trader. So I'm an index ETF swing trader basically. And that's one of the reasons why I'm able to be so successful in the markets, because it's not the only thing I do. I mean, I have my long-term holdings, absolutely. But at the same time, I play it very intelligently, Anyway.
Actually going to back down from the war. And then it just traps a bunch of your own people. Like, okay, if it only like is a negative catalyst for the other country, then who cares, right? But this is where you're trapping just a bunch of Americans that are investing into the market based off of false news, false hope. That's short-lived, right? If we look at
how are you trapping us? I mean, like, here's the thing, man. It's called just buy the dip. Markets do correct themselves. Companies are good. Companies are good. This guy's just butthurt because he got into a lot of companies that suck ass. Like, he got, you know what I mean? Guys like Ricky Gutierrez kind of piss me off because they're so, like, on green days, they're totally fine. On red days, they start throwing a tizzy fit. It's like, dude, just expect that the geopolitical stuff is going to manipulate the markets in some way. And if Trump says one thing and says another thing, I mean, first off, the markets should just look at what's actually happening instead of what Trump is tweeting. People in the markets need to just, this is why I say the markets are just emotion. And I buy the dip. I'm a trickle buyer of the dip. That's all there is to it.
The overall NASDAQ market, everything that we pumped up, now we're beginning to give back. Again, to keep it simple, all I'm doing is I'm shorting MSTR. By going long on MSTZ, we're up $2,000 on the day. But I'm not the one that's suffering. I'm not the one that's going to be paying more at the pump in that can't.
Is MSTR, is that Micro Wiener Strategies? Is that Micro Wiener Strategies? I think he might have mentioned Michael Saylor.
Really, that bought into the highs of the market to go long, and then now paying the price, and now I'm in the red, right? I don't believe what
Michael Saylor. Oh, yeah.
What other people are saying, because there's been such a track record of him going back on his word. And that's the part that irritates me the most. Again, it's just when you see bullshit, call out bullshit for what it is. If there is no merit, no foundation behind.
I mean, you're a day trader, so I think you're bullshit, Ricky. But, you know, look, I get it. People want to criticize Trump. Look, you seemed kind of gung-ho about this war. I wouldn't say gung-ho, but you had no problem with what was happening when the markets were green. And now you got a problem when the markets are red. That's your problem, Ricky. That's your problem, bro.
His statement, like, call it out for what it is. That's all, right? Call people out on their BS. So as of right now, again...
You're right. I'm calling you out on your BS, too. I mean, sure, Trump is full of it. I get it. But don't act like you're not full of it, too. You're giving people probably crappy financial advice because you're telling them to day trade like a moron. Look, if they're going to do anything, I think swing trading is a good balance, because swing trading, you can make profits in a reasonable amount of time. Granted, you put enough money down and you have enough money on the side to buy dips. I'm a dip buying swing trader. That's what I am. I buy the dip and I do the flip once it goes back up, you know. But yeah, this Ricky Gutierrez guy kind of pisses me off a little bit, you know. But whatever.
NASDAQ market is consolidating. It's down about 1.4, 1.5% on the day. And we'll see. We'll see if we continue to see that continuation into the downside. But again, if you look at the larger time frames from the highs to the lows, if we break below this 597 support range, we have a lot more selling pressure to go. And yes, just like we talked about it, we challenged people, right? Because we knew that this was going to happen, because we knew that all the signs were there that the Iran war was not over. I said, hey, if you're so certain about oil, then short oil. Guess what? For all those that decided to short oil, how is that playing out for you? Oil prices skyrocketing once again, right? If you're shorting it, it's definitely not going in your favor, right? If you look at the overall oil-based watch list that we have here, all of them in the green. The only one in the red is the inverse ETF.
All right. So you got a lot of oil stocks. Okay, cool. Dude, you should be happy. You know, this guy, I like this guy. I mean, Ricky Gutierrez kind of pisses me off.
United States Oil Fund up 8% on the day. Going back to...
He's fun to react to, but he does kind of piss me off. Not going to lie. He's fun to react to because he pisses me off. I think that's the reason he's fun. Because, like I said, during a green day, he's totally like, hey, I'm happy. I'm a happy boy. And then during a red day, he's like, oh, Trump's evil. Trump's a douche. You know, it's like, dude, come on, man. Stop it. Stop it.
Retest new highs on the week. Or if I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry, that was on Monday, right? But that was after the fake tweet of saying that the Iran war is pretty much over, causing that sharp retracement. So that overall collapse that
it's not a fake tweet, man. Trump is basically saying, yeah, he believes that the war is close to over. Because they've already decimated their military. I mean, it's closer to over than it ever could have been. So, like, it just kind of blows my mind a little bit. And this Ricky Gutierrez guy, man, I'm not a fan of him. He's fun to react to because I don't agree with him, I guess. It's fun to react to people that I don't agree with, and Ricky Gutierrez is one of those dudes. He's just he's a degenerate day trading gambler. And by the way, he probably makes a good living off of it. He's probably good at it, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's like, come on, man.
Saw on oil prices, the sharpest retracement in a single day, were all because of a false message that our president sent to manipulate the market. That's the part that irritates me, is that it's someone that is in such high power, he knows his influence, and then he does nothing when it comes down to the average American paying the price for just...
I think this Ricky Gutierrez guy is kind of like being a little hyperbolic about it, but whatever.
Him wanting to hear himself talk. So again, I'll do my part. Like I've said so many times before, good news, bad news, I don't care if it even goes against my overall bias. You guys know that I'm always here to keep you guys up to date, and I hope that you can see that. I hope that earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing.
I might unsubscribe because he's a whiny bitch. I'm going to unsubscribe from this guy. Sorry, Ricky Gutierrez. You're just a whiner. I'm going to dislike the video too. He's whining. I don't mind criticism of Trump, but I think the only reason he's mad is because the market went into the red. That's why he's upset. Oh, we got latest news in Iran war. Let's take a look.
We're going to begin with new attacks on both sides of the war with Iran this morning. Last hour, we heard from Iran's supreme leader for the first time since he was named. Iran State TV delivered a written state from Mohammad Khamenei. He called for U.S. bases to be closed and attacked in the region, and for the Strait of Hormuz to be closed. Now, yesterday's attack on a Thai flag tanker is being seen as found.
I don't think the Iranian supreme leader has any leverage to make any demands. Yeah, this guy sucks, dude.
As a foundational moment in this war, Iran has launched new attacks today. Now, this all follows President Trump's suggestion last night that there is little to nothing left of Tehran's military.
They are pretty much at the end of the line. Doesn't mean we're going to end it immediately.
If you guys can, though, please subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow. We're trying to reach 8,000. I can't believe I'm saying this, but 8,800 subscribers by. I think we could do it. Surprisingly, yeah, we're trying to get to 8,800 subs. Seeing what we could pull off, and we'll do it, man. We'll see what we can do.
They've got no Navy. They've got no Air Force. They've got no anti-air traffic, anything. They have no systems of control. We're just riding free range over that country.
That is crazy, man.
CBS News chief correspondent Matt Gutman joins us from Tel Aviv, Israel now. So, Matt, we just heard what the president said. What are you hearing about Iran's military capabilities?
It's obviously more complicated than what the president said. Iran has been preparing for this moment for decades. This is what they have sort of been ready for, and they have a strategy, and that strategy is to disrupt, delay, and deplete, right? They want to disrupt shipping lanes. They want to disrupt the economies in places like Israel, all of the Gulf states, and then they want to deplete both financial resources, emotional resources, and those anti-missile systems that most of the countries in the region have been using. And that strategy seems to be working. We also have to understand that Iran's is very decentralized in some of its military capacity, right? It doesn't really have an air force. It doesn't really have air defenses. The president is absolutely right about that. Its navy is significantly depleted, but it does have many thousands of various kinds of missiles, including anti-ship missiles. And that's what we are told were being used in the Strait of Hormuz against at least one ship, possibly others. They have been hit by projectiles. And what is absolutely clear is that even though Iran's...
this is wild, man. I will say that it's starting to heat up in Iran quite a bit. Iran. I like saying Iran. It's heating up there, man. It's heating up there quite a bit.
missile capacity has been significantly decreased, and there are various numbers that are associated with that, and whether they were all destroyed or neutralized and could be rehabilitated in the future remains in question. What is clear is that they still have the military capacity to keep a stranglehold on the choke point of the Strait of Hormuz. There are no ships coming in and out without Iran's say-so, exactly as Iran has been saying on state media, exactly what it has been warning the U.S. and Israel and the Gulf states. So they are going right according to their game plan. I guess the question is, what is the U.S. game plan at this point?
Yeah, it is surreal, Matt, to often hear the president saying that this war is nearly over, that Iran's military has been decimated, when you or one of our colleagues...
I mean, the Iranian military has been pretty much decimated. You kidding me? They still have the ability to fire missiles and stuff. They still have missiles, but what I'm trying to say is that, I mean, the majority of the Iranian military has been very much decimated. Their technology's been wiped out. Missile launchers and everything. If you guys can, though, subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. So, but yeah, please tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. You guys are incredible. Let's keep watching these news segments.
As a live shot from Tel Aviv, and you hear the air raid sirens going off, right? And so there's that wrinkle. And now let's talk about the Strait of Hormuz, because you've got some new data about this backlog and how Iran appears to be capitalizing on the chaos. Break that down for us.
Absolutely. Their whole idea is to make this extremely painful for the Gulf states, for Israel, for the U.S., and now the entire world, right? A fifth of the world's oil, a large part of its LNG, liquefied natural gas, a lot, like a third of the fertilizer goes through this 20-mile wide choke point at the Strait of Hormuz. And not all of that is navigable. We're talking about a 6-mile channel, 2 miles going one side, 2 miles going the other, a 2-mile buffer in between. And Iran showed that they were able to hit a ship right at the very narrowest point at will. So they are blocking traffic. They are also telling insurers that it's a really bad idea to insure any tankers or commercial vessels passing through there, and basically stopping, in some ways, part of the global market. 500 tankers are stuck in the Persian Gulf because of this, up to 4,000 ships.
Damn, dude.
We're not sure how many of them are commercial, but it is a vast amount of the world's supply chain that is bottled up because Iran wants it that way. And so analysts tell us that over the past 72 hours, they have really taken control over the narrative and the pace and the way that this war is being fought, essentially forcing the U.S. to either come to some sort of deal or pour even more resources into the Strait of Hormuz, into the Persian Gulf, in order to, quote unquote, open it up. Right now, we don't have the kind of personnel in the area that can actually land on shore and make sure that it's clear so that ships can pass. That is a massive operation. And it's unclear if U.S. ships in the area have the capacity to be able to escort other cargo ships through. So this is only going to get worse, I think, before it gets better. Much more complex.
I think he's right, unfortunately. Look, I do think that the Strait of Hormuz, I mean, the longer it's closed, I will admit, the more crazy things we're going to get. I think that Trump is going to do everything in his power to cripple the Iranian military even further. That's what I believe. I believe that is going to happen, and I just think that that's the case. I really do. I don't think he's going to let up either, man. I just don't.
Complicated in the days to come, Vlad and Kelly.
Yeah, certainly, Matt. I mean, obviously, we've seen what's happening with oil prices because of exactly what you're saying and the ripple effect. Before we let you go, we did hear some planes overhead. Were there alerts? Just sort of give us context for those that were seeing that.
Yeah, just a few minutes ago, we had an alert, but just now. So the airport in Tel Aviv, which is the main airport, is closed, but there's a lot of traffic. What is it? Typically, it's these Globemaster fuel tanker.
Hey, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help the channel grow. We're trying to see how much we can grow in a short amount of time. I mean, we're currently sitting pretty at 8,791 subs. We're trying to get to 8,800 before the end of the stream. We've been really pushing, man. We've been really pushing getting as many subscribers as we can. I mean, the closer we get to 10,000, I mean, the happier the happier I get, man. I can't believe how close we are to the 10,000 subscriber marker. It's just been one of those things where, you know, I've really been working hard on this channel and trying to get it to where it needs to be. And the more subscribers we get, man, it really does help. So whatever you guys could do to help out, I just appreciate y'all. We're on the road to 10K, man. So
planes that are constantly doing this route right above our heads. So a lot of cargo planes, military planes as well. A lot of the refueling is happening in this area. So lots of activity, but not the commercial kind. And, you know, in terms of that, it's pretty much paralyzed here in Israel and across the Gulf and the region.
Matt,
Kelly.
one other thing real quickly before you go, which is that even as Iran's military and navy is being decimated, Hezbollah has continued to launch attacks against Israel. They are proxy.
Freaking Hezbollah, man. Come on, man.
For Iran. So again, to your point about how complicated this is, the Iranian military may be nearly destroyed, but these proxies are still carrying on their military.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's look at more Trump stuff. I'm going to look at more Trump stuff. Trump asked about possible Iran revenge thing. What?
About this bulletin that some law enforcement put out about a possible Iran revenge plot in California where there would be some kind of a boat offshore launching drones towards the...
It's being investigated, but you have a lot of things happening. And all we can do is take them as they come. And the war itself is being prosecuted as well as anybody has ever seen. And this is other countries telling me too. Big countries, powerful countries, they said they've never seen anything like it. And they also agree with what I'm doing. They say it's
And why not? Iran's been a piece of garbage. The Iranian government's been a piece of garbage for so long that I'm not surprised that a lot of these countries are all on board with what's happening. I mean, why wouldn't they be? Like, I'm serious. They should be on board with this. I mean, I think you guys know that in your heart of hearts that I'm right as hell on this one, man. It's crazy, though. It's a crazy situation.
an evil country, and it's been for 47 years that way.
And if they try to hit us back, have you been briefed about how many Iran sleeper cells there could be inside the U.S. right now?
No, that's interesting. How many Iranian sleeper cells are there? Hopefully not a lot. I'm hoping that, because we have the Department of Homeland Security, and assuming that they've done their job well, they've been able to dissipate a lot of the sleeper cells, but who knows?
I have been, and a lot of people came in through Biden with his stupid open border. But we know where.
No, Biden deserves to get all the crap for that open border policy, dude. Biden's open border policy was so fucking terrible, dude. Oh, Annie, thank you for sharing. You shared. Oh, dude, thank you, Annie. Everybody give a shout out to Annie. Annie shared the stream on her X account. Thank you very much, Annie, for doing that. Annie, if you want to promote your X account, feel free to promote it on here. I want people to promote whatever they want on here, to be honest. But yeah, no, promote your X account if you want. We appreciate you.
Most of them are. We've got our eye on all of them, I think. But the war itself is being prosecuted at a level that nobody's seen before. It's pretty amazing to watch.
This is crazy, man. Let's see what else we got, man. Let's see what other Trump stuff we can look at. Give me one moment. Let's see what else we got here. Give me a moment. Well, let's take a look, I guess, at Iran. We'll look at Iran, more Iran stuff. Hold on. What about just Trump? Let's look up Trump real quick. Trump signals Iran total military. Oh, okay. Hold on. Trump is signaling military
Very
collapse.
good news on the war front. Namely, they are absolutely being destroyed. Iran is being absolutely decimated. That's all I can say. But we're going to be in very good shape. You see what's happening. They are pretty much at the end of the line. Doesn't mean we're going to end it immediately, but they are. They've got no navy. They've got no air force.
I look at it like this: if you align with Iran, and you're a part of a sleeper cell, you're pretty much Iranian in my book. You're just Iranian in my book, and I'm not a fan of the Iranian government, to be honest. I think the Iranian government's full of garbage. Yeah, I'm just so done with Iran, dude. Iran's terrible. I'm surprised more people aren't done with Iran and just don't. You know what I mean? Like, Iran sucks, dude. Hey, you guys, make sure you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. The more subscribers we get, the better. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs. We're currently sitting at 8,792 subs. We're trying to at least get to 8,800 before the stream ends. So don't forget to tap the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. And let's keep it flowing.
They've got no anti-air traffic, anything. They have no systems of control. We're just riding free range over that country. Most people say it's already been won. It's just a question of when. When do we stop? We don't want to let it regrow, and ideally would like to see somebody in there that knows what.
It would be nice to see a diminished Iranian presence. Because if the Iranian military is crippled, dude, that's good for the Middle East. Iran, like I said, has been sponsoring terrorism for so long that, like, they've only made things. If you think about it, the costs of terrorism are awful. So honestly, taking out the upper echelons of their government, man. Hey, thank you, Astral Munchies. I appreciate the love. Thank you for the love, Brony. I appreciate you. But no, I'm totally fine with this at this point. As long as it brings some form of stability to the Middle East, I mean, I think it's good for everybody. That's the way I see it, at least.
What they're doing. In other words, they could build a country.
That's President Trump on Operation Epic Fury and how it's taken out nearly all of the Iranian regime's military infrastructure. U.S. and Israeli forces launched a barrage of strikes on Tehran throughout this week, despite harsh Iranian retaliation across the region, particularly yesterday. My next guest says we are seeing the beginning of the end of the Iranian regime. Joining me now is Ronald Reagan Institute Director Roger Zakheim. Roger, thanks so much for being here this morning. How would you assess this war? We know that yesterday a number of ships were actually hit by Iranian fire. Your reaction?
Well, I think that's to be expected. Our campaign planners and Central Command known that this was an area of vulnerability. I think overall, the president has it right. This has gone very successfully. It was not something that was going to be done in a matter of days, but weeks to degrade all the capability of the Iranian military. And the Strait of Hormuz, it's tight, 24 miles wide at its most narrow element. Over there was always going to be something that the CENTCOM planners were going to be focused on and knew would take time to clear out. And that's really where we are at this moment. But what we are going to see here, and the reason why I think it's the beginning of the end of the regime, is it's been degraded, as the president said, and we're going to exchange really short-term instability for long-term stability. And that's the sort of thing that's really going to benefit the U.S. economic security and, of course, our national security.
Absolutely. And the president is aligned with that thinking when it comes to releasing oil as well. The president yesterday reversed course. He said he will, in fact, draw down 172 million barrels of oil from
our reserves. That's a good thing. I mean, it's good that we're getting the reserve oil out. I think that needs to happen at this point just because there is temporary instability in the oil markets. So they'll at least make it to where we don't have to suffer too much at the pump. But I do think crude oil prices will eventually stabilize. You know,
from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to help.
Darth Slayer's asking. Darth Slayer in the chat is asking, "What are your thoughts on the people in the Trump cabinet getting bomb shelters built?" I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know what to make of it.
the promise to fill it back up quickly. The International Energy Agency also going to release 400 million barrels of oil, the most ever, from its emergency reserves, as Iran is trying to fearmonger, warning that oil prices could go up to $200 a barrel as it fires back on merchant ships. Your reaction to the president's moves here on releasing the SPR oil?
Yeah, a couple of things. One, President Trump holds the keys here. I mean, this is a regime that is crumbling. It's on the verge of collapse. There are lots of options, off-ramps to the president, and things he can do to actually reassure markets, as you've just pointed out. For those who said, America alone is America first, absolutely not. You see the way that allies and partners are cooperating on the economic front. Note the tremendous investment in—
I mean, I will say though, if you swing trade the volatility of oil in the markets, I mean, you're having a green day at least. But yeah, I don't know. Crude oil is just one of those things that I never. Oh, hold on. I got something delivered. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. I got a package in the mail. Okay. So, we're back. Sorry for the delay, folks. We are back.
And energy resources is why we're able to carry out this campaign without putting American energy at risk, American fuel prices at risk. So we'll have some days, weeks of prices going up, but overall, President Trump controls the keys here. And I think it's a mistake for anyone to bet on President Trump blinking. This is somebody who really has full control, all the options before him, and we are winning.
Yeah, no doubt. And General Jack Keane joined me this week, four-star general, obviously.
We got some beefs going on in the chat. We got some beefs. Looks like Larson and I think Justin and maybe even Vacation Time are all beefing with each other in the chat. I encourage people to hash things out in the chat, man. I encourage debate. I encourage it, man.
A former leader in the Army, and he made such an important point, I thought. It really struck me. Watch what he said. Watch.
Oil prices have gone up. Heck, oil prices went up when Putin invaded Ukraine. It went up to $143,
right,
and it's sitting at $90 now. I mean, are we really saying that we cannot accept several weeks of oil prices maybe being high?
Yeah, that's a good point, man, because when Putin... Yeah, exactly. When Putin invaded... the Ukraine, I mean, price of oil went up pretty fucking high, man. Went up really fucking high. No, I'm just saying if people got beef, they got beef. I don't know if anybody's beefing, to be honest. I just saw some people, I saw you and some people argue. I'm fine with arguments in the chat, by the way. I encourage it, if anything, because I think it's good for people to argue and get things out of their system. But, yeah, no, it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Higher than what they should be, to take Iran off the map as a predator in the Middle East for decades to come. Is that what we're really saying? That we're so preoccupied with that we're not willing to make that kind of a sacrifice here? I think not. I mean, I think we got to open our eyes, get a little clear-eyed about what is really happening here. And if we fall prey...
You guys, make sure you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Once again, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Thank you, guys.
To walking away on this prematurely over oil prices, we've just given Iran a win.
So here's where we are, Roger. Understanding what the general just said, you still have a major issue in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. Central Command urging civilians to avoid ports along the strait, writing that the Iranian regime is using civilian ports along the Strait of Hormuz to conduct military operations that threaten
All right. Interesting.
international shipping. Civilian ports used for military purposes lose protected status and become legitimate military targets under international law. So, Roger, what else can be done to secure the Strait of Hormuz so that these tankers are not afraid to travel through?
We need to continue, our military needs to continue to degrade the regime. There's 3 areas that we got to watch out for: missiles, the drones, and the mines. The first 2.
I mean, this is crazy what's happening, man. It really is wild what's happening. To me, it's crazy. I think it's wild. Wow. Oh, yeah.
Great job of doing the mines, the next frontier. You talk to military expert. That takes days, right? It's not going to happen in one day. It's probably going to be another week or so before we can kind of create that security. That's the uncertainty. That's the instability in the short term. General Keane has the right strategic outlook. I don't think it's going to take tremendous sacrifice to the American people in terms of the price at the pump. But the long-term stability is something the market should really be interested in, because we get this right. We're going to go ahead and secure a passage of economic commerce here that the world relies upon. You know, U.S. has energy dominance, but the world overall, because 20% of energy goes through the Strait of Hormuz, really needs this. And so it's worthy investment for the next couple of week or so to go ahead and get this cleared out in the fashion that CENTCOM has described. And then we'll go ahead and realize a long-term stability, one that, as you know, we haven't seen for decades. I mean, this is 40 plus years in the making.
Yeah, but Roger, the Reagan Institute just recently released this National Security Innovation-Based report card. And your institute gave America's defense modernization a D. You gave innovation leadership a B+. Tell us more about what's needed here and what it means for the defense infrastructure policy.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for raising it. And
that's a little concerning.
Actually, your previous segment talking about the defense supplemental is a big part of it. The reason why modernization gets that low grade, and it's parity from the previous years, is because we're at this moment where we have a lot of energy from our innovators, from our...
Okay, I didn't know that we bought oil from Canada at a 30% discount. That's crazy. Vacation times, I don't know what vacation time's doing right now.
Industrial base, they're ready to get going, but we haven't seen the output yet. So the input here is quite positive. You saw that grade on customer clarity had a huge jump. President Trump has talked about a $1.5 trillion budget. That's essential to get there. We've seen some...
Hey, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to subscribe to the channel. I see we just got one more sub. We're at 8,793 subscribers. We're trying to get to 8,800 before the end of the stream. So if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. So whatever you guys could do to tap that subscribe button, man, we really appreciate it on this end. And we're just happy that you guys are a part of the journey of this show, and you guys make this show what it is, man. Let's keep rolling.
Some other initiatives coming from the Pentagon. Secretary Hicks has talked about drone dominance. We know that's essential. If you weren't convinced before this conflict, you should be now after seeing what's playing out in the Persian Gulf. But the U.S. is not leading with drone dominance in Operation Epic Fury. It's doing it with our amazing but conventional military capabilities. That's where we need to get to next. We haven't seen that production yet, Maria. Once we do, you'll see that defense modernization grade go up, and I hope we'll see that in 12 months.
Well, by the way, this is why President Trump had the defense manufacturers at the White House last week. He's telling them, forget about the dividends, forget about the stock buybacks, start ramping up production. We need this now. And that's why he's asking for this, defense supplemental package and the $1.5 trillion. I understand. Roger, thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. Good to see you, sir.
Likewise.
Roger Zakheim. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Well, Operation Epic Fury, man, it's wild, man. Yeah, people in the chat, man, you guys are killing me, man. You guys are killing me. I love it, though, dude. You guys are too funny. Just a big shout out to everybody in the chat, though. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being ballers. I appreciate y'all. Give me 1 second, though. I'm checking one more statistic. Hell yeah. Let's take a look and see what else we're going to observe. Oh, Ty Lord, you haven't missed out on too much craziness, man. We just got people coming in, and we got some more. I'm not really paying too much attention. I'm paying a little bit of attention to the chat, but it'll fill faster than ever before. It's a lot easier to refill those tankers than the media makes it out to be. Yeah, I think the crude oil prices, you guys, I think the crude oil prices will stabilize, and I think that people are overreacting, especially a lot of people who invest in the crude oil sector, and all that stuff, but I don't know. What do I know, man? What do I know? Let's keep rolling, though. So there was an active shooter at a Michigan synagogue. I'm curious about.
This active scene is specifically at Temple Israel.
Let's take a look here.
In Michigan, right there. So we did want to share that with you. According to our Fox 2 Detroit team, Walnut Lake Road, that is where the scene is, and this is in West Bloomfield. So we're going to raise the audio and listen in to our Fox 2 Detroit team.
Hey, thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. We got 8,794 subs. Once again, we're at 8,794 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time to subscribe to the channel. We're only 6 subscribers away from hitting 8,800. So if you guys can, anybody who's listening right now, please subscribe. Please tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, man. It really does wonders for the show and its discoverability, and just, whatever you guys could do to help, man. I greatly appreciate it, you guys. So please take the time to subscribe. It really, really means the world to me, man. It means the world to me. So let's keep going.
Above this airspace. So.
That does kind of explain why Skyfox was moving away from the scene. The last images we saw from Skyfox before the chopper had to evacuate the flight zone, the area, airspace above what is Temple, Israel, was more emergency vehicles arriving. Initially, we saw at least a couple of police cars. We saw one EMS truck, one fire truck, but then at the end, I had counted 5 police cars before Skyfox was on the way out.
I don't know what's happening here, but I think we just got audio. I guess we'll see what's happening.
More officers arriving on the scene.
So a little bit of information that we
Okay, here's a better update. Here's a better update here. So we're going to see what's happening here.
Okay, so again, this is all going to be super preliminary stuff. And anytime you have a situation like this, information changes and evolves. Here's what we know so far. A car came to the facility, breached the facility by driving into it, was engaged by
Jeez, man, this is crazy.
security. We believe there is one individual deceased in the vehicle. It's been complicated because there was some fire, to say the least, with that vehicle. We believe that individual is deceased. No kids, this is the important thing, no kids or no staff was injured whatsoever. Okay?
That's
so
good.
We have no victims other than one of the lead security people was hit by the car and was taken to the
Jeez, this is crazy, man.
hospital for treatment. That individual should be okay. So far, that's our information to this point. We have agencies from all over. Obviously, ATF is here, FBI. More than likely, will be taking the lead on this based on some of the preliminary investigative information we have, but we're not going to go into that at this point. But we want to assure the community it doesn't appear to be anything active. We're still clearing the area. We're going to clear vehicles for any explosive devices, the building, etc. Unification of the families and the kids are in progress. We've accounted for everybody that we believe was in the building at the time. So
Well, at least people appear to be okay. That's a good thing.
to continue to maybe pivot to, is there anybody else involved, and the investigative side of what's happened.
So you can confirm that it was security that shot and killed the suspect here?
Well, we can't say what killed him at this point, but security did engage the suspect with gunfire.
Did the suspect have a weapon?
We can't get into a lot of that stuff, but he breached the building, drove down the hall, and he was engaged by security. Preliminarily, we have some information, but nothing that we confirm, so we're not going to go into it. He drove in through doors with a vehicle.
There's only one person in that vehicle?
That's what it appears at this point.
What do we know about this fire?
Something ignited in the vehicle. That's a work in progress. We're, through an abundance of caution, clearing the vehicle for IEDs or any explosives. We've got a significant number of bomb dogs on site, bomb techs on site, and all of
Jeez, man, this is crazy.
that's going to be done to check the boxes. We have deployed resources all across the county, just in case, out of an abundance of caution, that there may be a secondary site, but we don't have any information at this time to believe that. So we want people to take a breath. No one was hurt. We're on top of it. The chief and his team got here fast.
Well, I'm glad nobody was hurt, though. That's a good thing. That is scary, though, man. That's some scary stuff. Admittedly, man, that's fucking crazy. Wild. Wild, 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 man. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Everything that was supposed to happen happened. Security did their job, and then the responders did theirs.
Was it a Michigan vehicle?
Sheriff, what did the call come out as? I believe it came out as an active shooter.
Where and when did you actually visualize that?
The vehicle's in the hallway of the building, inside the building. Again, I can't tell you what he died of until we get a little further. We haven't actually gone into the car, so it's still being cleared.
So we do know that the security guard shot this.
They shot at?
Shot at them, but it's unclear if he was killed.
Because, you know, in situations like this, you never know. If somebody's strapped, sometimes they kill themselves. So the suspect was engaged. Was it the same? It's the clearest sentence I can give. From information I got, he should be okay. He was knocked unconscious.
So it was a different security officer who fired the shot?
There were multiple security officers on scene, and the one that was hurt was pulled from that area by his team.
Where's the car registered from? What?
We're not going to get into this.
So there's one injury, it sounds like, but at least nobody was killed, which is good. That's in Bloomfield, Michigan. Yep. Damn, dude. Damn. I mean, this is crazy. If we're going to be honest, man, this is wild. I don't even know what to say, man. But yeah, if you guys can, though, tap the subscribe button. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow. Just tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help the channel in a lot of ways. We're trying to get to 8,800 before the end of the stream. We're currently sitting at 8,794 subs. So, I mean, whatever you guys could do to help, just the simple act of tapping the subscribe button, man, it really goes a long way. And I want to say just thank you to everybody who's been so supportive of the channel. You guys honestly are the reason that this channel is still around. If it wasn't for you guys, man. No, if it wasn't for you guys, this show would not exist. This show would not exist without you guys. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time to subscribe. I really do have admiration for a lot of people who subscribe to this channel. You guys just, I'm glad you love the show. I'm glad you guys get a kick out of the show. And I get a little choked up thinking about it, man. That people actually want to watch this show. But let's keep reacting. Let's keep going, and let's keep flowing, man.
Specifics on the car. It was a truck.
Sheriff, this is a West Bloomfield scene, a sheriff's scene. I know everybody's here.
Everybody's here, more than likely, based on a couple early pieces of information. The FBI may take the lead. That's yet to be formally determined.
Were there explosives in the vehicle?
That's yet to be cleared.
How much damage to the building from the fire?
That I can't even tell you. And you can even see that the hall was complete.
Hey, we're only 4 subscribers away, though, from hitting 8,800. So if you guys can, tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. We're only 4 subs away from hitting 8,800. So I want to thank every single person for being part of this, man. You guys keep this show rolling. I got to admit it, man. You guys keep this show flowing.
Completely clear. We had to send people in with gas masks to clear that area.
What are the kids doing?
All the way in the building.
Do we know how fast he's going?
It's hard to say how.
Oh, now we're at 8,000. We're now at 8,797 subs. We're only 3 subscribers away from hitting 8,800. So to everybody who subscribed, man, I want to give you guys a big shout out. Thank you very much. Like I said, we're getting closer and closer every day to 10,000 subs, which is wild to me in a good way. I'm just very thankful to everybody. You guys have made this fun, man.
Fast. I mean, he was traveling with purpose and down the hall from my look at the video.
Chief, this could have been a far worse situation considering the severity of it, him getting into the building, whatever may have been in the vehicle. Talk about just the response, those security guards, and how this could be far worse than what we're reporting and seeing right now.
No, absolutely. In fact,
Sounds like it could have been far worse.
what I would tell you is I am deeply proud of the response, not only from the security that was on site, but also of all the police officers and the firefighters that are here right now. We train on active shooter events a lot. The county has a consortium, OCTAC, that trains the entire county on active shooter tactics, and that's something that we believe in and that we support, and I think that training certainly helped to mitigate what happened here today.
And the chief has been in contact with all of the facilities for weeks, and not just on the last couple of weeks.
Larson Christopher saying, but shout out from a waiting room on a cancer floor at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. Man, I'm hoping your mom gets better, man. I know that my mom's been, going through her cancer treatments and stuff like that, and it's super scary. I'll say that. And she had stage 3 metastatic breast cancer, and she's doing a lot better. She's still going through her treatments, though. It sucks to see her struggle the way that she struggled. It's scary.
But constantly forever, but in the last couple of weeks, even a lot more integrated communication. There are ways, and all of the agencies in Oak County are partnering with their religious institutions and schools, and anytime there's a concern, there's communication, there's extra patrol, extra attention, extra warnings. That had all happened for the weeks leading up to this. And the team inside that building was very queued up, and I know the chief had communicated directly with their head of security weeks ago.
Yeah, it's something I don't talk about very often, but with what's going on with my mom's situation, she's, like I said, she's getting a lot better. She's been battling this since about the end of 2020. So, but luckily they have it contained, and they're able to keep it from growing, which is good. But it is something that has to be maintained, and luckily she's on Medicaid and stuff like that, and I'm just happy about the treatments that she's able to take. She still has to do like chemo and stuff like that, but she does other treatments too. Yeah, and luckily, my mom's. It may come to a point where I will have to take care of my mom. It may come to that point. My mom's luckily, she's still able to be very independent. She's got a really great boyfriend who, well, I guess you could say husband at this point, who's been able to be there, and thank goodness for that. Yeah, it's crazy, though.
So,
are there any directed threats at this specific time?
There was no specific chatter about any institution or facility in Oakland County, but they were all on alert.
Sheriff, we see vehicles leaving.
I do want to be recorded.
So here's something. So here's something from the Economic Times where they talked about Marco Rubio's 2015 warning about Obama's Iran something. I don't know.
Iran will immediately use the money that it's receiving in sanctions relief to begin to build up its conventional capabilities. It will establish the most dominant military power in the region outside of the United States, but they will target us. They'll also continue to build long-range missiles capable of reaching the United States. And then at some point in the near future, when the time is right, they will build a nuclear weapon. And they will do so because at that point they will know that they have become immune. And then they become an established nuclear weapons power. History.
Larson says, Mr. Christopher. Larson Christopher says, personally, I put all my stuff in storage. It's good that you moved in to help your mom, though. It's a good thing. See, the treatments do earn life for most people, yet at $30,000 to $70,000 per IV. Yeah. That's crazy, man. That's just wild. It's wild that it's that much per IV. It shouldn't be like that, man, but unfortunately it is. That's the thing that sucks the most. I do want to thank you guys for subscribing to the channel, though. We've gotten a lot of subscribers. We're only 3 subscribers away from hitting 8,800. Once again, we're only 3 subscribers from hitting 8,800 subs, so make sure you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. Let's watch this.
History will condemn us for not doing what needed to be done at this critical moment in the world's history.
An old clip of U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio speaking about Iran on the floor of Senate is being widely shared, and he is being hailed as prescient. Rubio, then a senator representing Florida, warned against the Iranian nuclear deal negotiated by Barack Obama's administration.
I think everything that needs to be said about the details of this deal have already been said. I do want to be recorded for history's purposes before I know what was going to happen in regards to this if it goes through. Iran will immediately use the money that it's receiving in sanctions relief to begin to build up its conventional capabilities. It will establish the most dominant military power in the region outside of the United States, and it will raise the price of us operating in the region. They're going to build anti-access capabilities, rockets capable of destroying our aircraft carriers and ships, continue to build these swift boats that are able to come on us, these fast boats that are able to swarm our naval assets. And they'll make it harder and harder for U.S. troops to be in the region. They'll also work with other terrorist groups in the region to target American servicemen and women.
Here, give me one more moment. We'll watch this in just a second. We're probably going to end the live stream, maybe in a little bit. I don't know. It depends. Okay, I'm back. Give me 1 second, though. Putting some... Well, I think J.D. Vance needs to be the president, man. I think it's got to be J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. I think they'd be a good ticket, personally. That's what I think, at least. And, yeah. Give me one moment.
Women. And they may or may not deny that they're involved, but they will target us and raise the price of our presence in the Middle East until they hope to completely pull us out of that region. They'll also...
Yeah, JD and Marco, man, they're both really good at debating. Oh, dude, we got another subscriber. Hey, we're 2 subscribers away. We're at 8,798 subscribers. Once again, 8,798 subscribers. I want to thank everybody for tapping the subscribe button. We're only 2 subs away. Who's going to be the 8,800th subscriber to this channel? Who is going to make history? I mean, this channel is growing bigger and bigger every day, man. I love it. And it's all thanks to you guys. And I want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys for being so incredible and making this show what it is today. I mean, you guys have made this show incredible. And one of the reasons, the more subscribers I get, the more the more I want to do it, because I think it's great that I get to be in front of you guys, and I get to have fun just shooting the shit with you guys. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I mean, this is the way I talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys as if I'm sitting next to you at a bar, that sort of feeling. And it's kind of the goal, because I think when people try to convolute and try to sound intelligent, I think that just is stupid. I mean, I think it's good to convey an intelligent point, but I think so many people try to dress up their points and not be direct, and that's sad. I think a little bit of directness is good. Larson Christopher says, I think your growth happens due to you not muting or blocking comments. Yeah, I don't like to mute or block anybody. I want people to feel like they have the freedom to talk, dude. I want people to feel like they got the freedom to talk on this channel. Even if I don't like, there are people that I'm just like, I hear them speak about things and I think that they're idiots, sure. But at the same time, I'm also not like, I don't like making people feel bad about anything. You know, I like encouraging people to really think the way they want to think and do what they want to do. That matters to me, man. That really does matter to me a lot. And, no, it's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to me. So yeah, if I can encourage people to say whatever they want to say and really be who they are, I don't want to change anybody's minds on anything, if we're going to be quite honest. And I really don't think it's necessary for me to try to change anybody's mind on anything. I like doing a show where I state my opinion, and if people want to listen, you know, great. Larson, thank you for the 100 for 2 jewels. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Incredible. Thank you for that 100. Anytime we get gifts, by the way, anybody who wants to give a gift, it does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. So the more gifts we get, the better. So anybody who wants to throw a gift my way, even if it's small, it really does help the channel more than people realize. So let's keep going.
We'll continue to build long-range missiles. Missiles capable of reaching the United States. Those are not affected by this deal, and they'll continue to build them as they've been doing. And then at some point in the near future, when the time is right, they will build a nuclear weapon. And they will do so because at that point they will know that they have become immune, that we will no longer be able to strike their nuclear program because the price of doing so will be too high. This is not just a work of imagination. It exists in the world today. It's called North Korea, where a lunatic possesses...
Oh, random player just said, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Anytime somebody sends a happy poop, though, I do love doing the happy poop yum yum dance or song or whatever the hell the song is. But I do love the happy poop is my favorite YouTube gift. So if anybody wants to send me a happy poop yum yum, I greatly appreciate it. The more happy poop gifts I get, the more the freer I feel, the more happy poops I get. So it's a little sad. I'm a grown man who sings the happy poop song. I get it. It's weird. But yeah, thank you guys for subscribing, though. I mean, we're at 8,798 subs. Once again, 8,798 subscribers, man. I really appreciate everybody for taking the time to subscribe. It means a lot. And we've had a boatload of people subscribe, man. I don't know what to say.
Possesses dozens of nuclear weapons and a long-range rocket that can already reach the United States.
I mean, he gave this warning in 2015, man. It's good that he wanted this to be recorded. It's good that this is resurfacing. Because it's true.
And we cannot do anything about it. An attack on North Korea today would result in an attack on Tokyo, or Seoul, or Guam, or Hawaii, or California. And so the world must now live with a lunatic in possession of nuclear weapons.
Oh, hey, we're only one subscriber away, by the way. We're at 8,799 subscribers. Once again, we're at 8,799 subscribers. We're only one subscriber away from hitting 8,800. So that means once we hit 8,800, we are only 1,200 subscribers away from hitting 10K. I mean, that's wild to me, man. Just the simple act of you guys subscribing, it really means a lot. So thank you guys for subscribing. I don't know who's going to be the 8,800th subscriber, but we'll see. So make sure you guys tap that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. One of you guys is going to be the 8,800th. I don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be somebody, though.
And
I appreciate you guys taking the time to subscribe, though. Like I said, we're trying to grow our presence on YouTube, and we know that the more subscribers we have, the truth is just the more opportunities we have. So the goal is to try to get more opportunities. And the best way to get more opportunities is get more subscribers, man. So that's the way I look at it. And whether it's the right way to look at it or the wrong way, I'm not too sure, but I just appreciate everybody being part of the journey.
The goal Iran has as well, to reach a point where they become immune to any sort of credible military threat because the price of a military strike would be too high. And then they become an established nuclear weapons power. And never in the history of the world has such a regime ever possessed weapons so capable of destruction. Iran is led by a supreme leader who is a radical Shia cleric with an apocalyptic vision of the future. He is not a traditional geopolitical actor who makes decisions on the basis of borders or simply history or because of ambitions. He has an religious apocalyptic vision of the future.
And that's sad, man. That's sad.
One that calls for triggering a conflict between the non-Muslim world and the Muslim world, one that he feels especially obligated to trigger. And he's going to...
Yeah, that's why I say a weak Iran's a good Iran, in my opinion, because the weaker Iran is, the less damage they could do. They've been one of the biggest bullies in the Middle East. Iran has been one of the biggest bullies in the Middle East overall. So I'm actually surprised more people are not for the destabilization of Iran's military and the destabilization of their overall government. Like I said, a weak Iran makes everyone better. A weak Iran is a good Iran. Because they've proven time and time again that they as a country don't deserve power. Because they constantly fund terrorism, they constantly do terrible things. So it's like, logically speaking, I don't understand why anybody would be for it. Before Iran, I want Iran to be weak as hell. Hey, we just got to 8,800 subscribers. Thank whoever became the 8,800 subscriber. I want to say thank you for tapping the subscribe button, man. I can't believe it, man. We're now only 1,200 subscribers away from hitting 10K. Every stream we do, I swear, we just get more and more and more subscribers, and it keeps piling up, man. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time to subscribe. We're at I can't believe it. We're at 8,800 subscribers. Once again, we just eclipsed 8,800 subs, and it's all thanks to you guys. I want to thank every single one of you guys for really being a part of this journey, part of this show. You guys have made the show worthwhile. You guys even made the show very fun, too. And for that, I want to thank you guys. Wow, I mean, that puts us one step closer to 10K, man. It's wild. I guess I get a little nervous, sometimes a little anxious, because it's like the dream really is becoming a reality. And you guys have made this show worthwhile. And the more growth we have for this show, the better. Like I said, 8,800, man. I'll take that. I'll take that to the bank. Wow. So I don't know who ended up being the 8,800 subscriber. If you guys can, if you just subscribed to the channel, let me know, because you may have been the 8,800 subscriber just now. So thank you guys. I really appreciate y'all. Can't believe it, man. We're at 8,800. 8,800 subs, dude. We did it.
Possess nuclear weapons, this is the world that we are on the verge of leaving our children to inherit. And perhaps we ourselves will have to share in it. And so I want to be recorded for history's purposes, if nothing else, to say that those of us who opposed this deal understood where it would lead. And we are making a terrible mistake.
But hey, just because we're at 8,800 doesn't mean you should make sure you subscribe to the channel right now if you're hearing this message, man. More subscribers we get, the more of a footprint we get on YouTube. But what Marco is saying, though, makes a lot of sense. We made Iran a little more powerful back in 2015. And us doing that was a bad idea. You don't want Iran to be powerful in any way. You don't want them to have any power. They've proven time and time again that their ideology sucks. They make the region even worse and more unstable. The best thing we could do is have a weak Iran, but a stable Iran. I think that they just need a weak military. And then Iran also attacking its neighbors is not a good thing too. So, yeah, it's like, I don't know anymore, man. It's crazy. But thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you, Annie. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there, man. We're getting there. Slowly but surely, but I like it.
And I fear that a passage of this deal will make it even harder for us to prevent it. And I hope that there is still time to change our minds, but here's the good news. Iran may have a supreme leader, but America does not. In this nation, we have a republic, and soon we will have new leaders.
And I'm glad we have a republic. And by the way, we're not a democracy, just to let everybody know. A republic is not a full-on democracy. It has it's a little bit of a democracy, but not by much. That's the one thing I want people to realize. We are straight up, yeah. We're a republic. We're not a democracy, so keep that in mind.
Perhaps in this chamber, but also in the executive branch. And I pray that on their first day in office, they will reverse this deal and reimpose the sanctions and back them up with a credible threat of military force, or history will condemn us for not doing what needed to be done at this critical moment in the world's history.
Prior to this speech, then Senator Marco Rubio also delivered remarks on the floor of the U.S. Senate, urging passage of the Iran Nuclear Agreement Review Act of 2015.
I wanted to come to the floor today to speak about the risk that Iran poses to the world and, as a result, the legislation that's before the Senate at this moment. A lot's been talked about in the media over the last months, years, quite frankly, about the notion that we're going to work out a deal with Iran that will prevent war. Sadly, I believe that the direction this deal is headed almost guarantees war. At some point, certainly in our lifetime, but maybe before the end of the decade.
Oh, damn. He kind of called it out, man.
Let me back up and first describe what the issue is at hand. The issue at hand is that Iran, run by a radical Shia cleric, its government, I should say, its people, perhaps don't partake in this thought process, but its government, whose head and supreme decision maker is a radical Shia cleric, has made two decisions. The first is they feel it is their obligation to export their Islamic revolution everywhere in the world, and of course it begins with the Middle East. And two, they've decided they want to become the hegemonic power in the region. Okay. They want to become the dominant nation, the dominant movement in the Middle East and in that entire region. So how do you achieve that? Well, first it requires you to drive the Americans out of the area. All right. Which is why we've seen them invest in all sorts of asymmetrical capabilities like these little small swarm boats that they use to sometimes harass U.S. naval vessels. That's why you see them just a week ago basically hijack a commercial vessel on the international water.
I don't know why that's even fucking allowed, dude. I don't even know why that's even allowed. That shouldn't be, man. Shouldn't be at all. Effing wild. Effing wild. Screw that, bro. Screw that. Keep watching.
The second thing they do is they sponsor terrorism. They have all these...
Yes, that's the biggest complaint that I've had, is that Iran has been sponsoring terrorism for a while. And they haven't made anything better. Iran, in my opinion, has just made things worse and worse and worse in their region. Do I ever watch Jim Brewer? Actually, no, I don't. But I've watched a little bit of it. I've seen him like on interviews and stuff. He's an interesting fella. He seems like he's a little bit on the side of like super conspiracy theorist, but like, you know, I get it. He's an interesting guy, though. Let's keep watching, though.
Proxy groups in all these countries in the region that are doing their bidding. That's also asymmetrical warfare. Asymmetrical meaning it's not frontal. It's using some non-traditional method to expand their power or to show their power. So they use these proxy groups like Hezbollah.
Yep.
Or now with the group, the Houthis, that they're
letting other people do. They're letting other groups do their bidding. Exactly. And they're saying, no, we're not letting them do our bidding. No, we don't know what you're talking about. When it's pretty clear and obvious that they are. Yeah, Iran sucks.
Involved within Yemen and in other parts of the world. And the threat is that if you attack Iran, these terrorist groups will attack you. And in fact, we have seen the hand of the Iranian government in terrorist attacks. For example, we saw an attempt to assassinate the ambassador of Saudi Arabia here in Washington, D.C. We know that in 1994 there was a bombing in Buenos Aires that was linked to Iran. So they sponsor terrorism. But the third aspect of their desire to become the hegemonic regional power is a nuclear weapon. What do you need to acquire a nuclear weapon? You need three things. The first thing you need is a bomb design. And the truth is you can buy a bomb design. The second thing you need is a delivery system, an ability to deliver the weapon.
I mean, he's laying out how simple it is nowadays to make a nuclear weapon. Even a smaller power like Iran can make one. And my boy Marco's laying out how simple it is for a small country, even as small as Iran, to even create a nuclear weapon. It's crazy.
Whether it's on an airplane or on a missile. And that is why Iran is developing long-range rockets. They're expending a lot of money, despite all the sanctions that are on them, they're expending a lot of money to build these long-range rockets. That isn't for some sort of fancy fireworks show. It isn't to put a man on the moon. They're building these long-range rockets because they understand that is the second critical component of a nuclear weapons program. And the third thing is you have to be able to get your hands on enriched uranium or reprocessed plutonium. And no one in the world is going to import to them weapons-grade uranium or plutonium. So they've decided to build the infrastructure to do it themselves. And they do it the way...
Crazy, man. That is wild. I did not know that. We're getting a little bit of a history lesson from 2015.
North Korea did it. They do it the way other nations have done it when they try to hide their program. They do it by claiming that they have a peaceful nuclear program that they're trying to build. In essence, their argument is, we don't want to build a weapon. We're just trying to build nuclear reactors so we can provide electricity. It makes no sense for two reasons. The first is this is an oil-rich country. They don't really need nuclear energy in order to provide cost-effective energy for their country. But the other is, it costs so much money to build the equipment to enrich and reprocess. They could just buy it, already reprocessed or enriched, and ship it. Bring it into the country the way South Korea does, the way other nations do. So if it would be cheaper to bring these things in by simply importing it, as opposed to having to spend all this money enriching and reprocessing themselves, why are they spending all this money on the infrastructure? And the answer is, because at some point in the future, they know they're going to want a nuclear weapon. Now, perhaps they haven't made the decision they need it.
I mean, dude, it's crazy. Rubio predicted this like crazy. Wow. I mean, he really predicted this spot on. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, though. The more subscribers we get, the better. We're currently sitting at 8. We just got to 8,800. I want to thank I don't know who the 8,800 subscriber actually was, but I want to thank you for tapping the subscribe button. But yeah, you guys, if you guys are hearing this message right now, please subscribe to the channel. Tap that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help the channel grow, and we're trying to get to 9,000 subs by at least the end of the week. I don't know if we can get to 9,000 subs by the end of the week. I think that might be well, I don't know. Maybe I'm not that far off. Let's see, because we're at 8,800. We only need 200 more subscribers to hit 9,000. So it's very possible that we could get to 9,000 subs by the end of the week. I don't know how possible. I mean, I'll have to do a lot more streaming and a lot more short videos for sure. But hey, we're trying to reach that 9,000 subs threshold, man. We're really trying to push the channel in a direction. You know, we're trying to push the channel in a certain type of direction and really go. Hey, but have a good one, Larson Christopher. It was good having you in the chat, brother. Anytime you're in the chat, it's amazing. We got Frog Eat Frog in the chat too. I honestly, once again, happy anniversary to you and your wife, man. Incredible. But yeah, thank you guys for subscribing to the channel, though. Like I said, we're at 8,800 subs. We're only 200 subs away from hitting 9,000. That's the most wild thing about this. So if you guys subscribe now, it really does help the channel. You could do it. Channel the Blue Demon. Oh, God.
Today or next week or next year. But they certainly, at a minimum, want to have the option to be a threshold nuclear power. And I believe, knowing everything we know about them, both open source and classified, that whether they've decided or not to build a nuclear weapon, they will decide to build a nuclear weapon. Because it provides for them the sort of regime stability they crave.
They're trying. They are trying.
The radical Shia cleric that heads that country, he looks at North Korea and he looks at Libya. And he says, Libya is what happens when you don't have a nuclear capability. North Korea is what happens when you do. Muammar Gaddafi is dead and out of power. But North Korea is still run by that madman. Why? Because he has a nuclear weapon. You can't invade him or touch him.
Yeah, fucking Kim Jong-un, man. Kim Jong-il or whatever the hell his name is, needs to be out of power. That's another dictator that I think just needs to be taken out of power. North Korea is such a... I would love to see us take him out of power. I think North Korea's... I mean, Iran's definitely a threat, but North Korea is a super threat, in my opinion. Because of their nuclear... Because they have a nuclear weapon and stuff. Terrible.
Touch him because of what he'll do in response. And I think
hey, no problem, Mr. Frog Eat Frog. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you, man. I think it's a beautiful thing to have a long-lasting relationship where two people love each other and care about each other. I know it's not always perfect. I know no relationship can be, but I honestly, I love it, man. I love hearing it. It's amazing, dude.
They're guided by that principle. They're guided by the principle that they want to be the regional hegemonic power, and nuclear weapons gives them that role. And they're guided by a third, equally sinister motivation, and that is the open and repeatedly stated desire to destroy the state of Israel, to wipe it off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
They haven't said this once in passing. The supreme leader of Iran has said this on hundreds of occasions. In fact, every Friday in Iran, in government-sanctioned religious events, they chant death to America and death to Israel. And if there's one lesson of history...
Yeah, and this is why, like, I don't understand why Americans are against us, like, taking Iran out of power. Like, it makes zero sense to me. Why are people should be for it, not against it? That's the way it is. That's the way it is, man.
History is that when a leader or a nation repeatedly says, we are going to kill you, you should take that seriously. And when the nation that says we are going to kill you is using its governmental money to sponsor terrorism, you should take that even more seriously.
Oh, absolutely take it seriously. Holy crap, man. Without a doubt.
And when the nation that's going around saying we're going to kill you and wipe you off the face of the earth is reprocessing plutonium or enriching uranium, you have a right to be extremely scared.
Yeah, you should be a little frightened, man. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
The world understood this 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and so it imposed UN Security Council sanctions on Iran, international sanctions.
You guys, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we get, the better. We're currently sitting at 8,800 subscribers, but hey, we're trying to get to 9,000 ASAP. So every subscriber counts. Every subscriber matters, and I just appreciate everybody for even taking the time to become a subscriber to this channel. I mean, I am beyond shocked at how much growth we've had on this channel. Just how many fun people I've met through this channel, how many just kind people too. I've met a lot of kind people through this channel, and I want to say thanks to every one of you guys who've been just big parts of this, and can't thank you guys enough, man. You guys make this show sexy.
They were not easy to put together. A lot of those countries in Europe have companies in those countries that were dying to do business in Iran. They didn't want these sanctions, but they did them. They were in place. And then about a year and a half or two, the president decided it's time to try to open up to Iran and see if we can work a deal out with them. And look, in normal circumstances, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Two countries.
But sometimes you don't want to make a deal with the devil, man. Sometimes you just don't want to make a deal with the devil. It's not a good thing. And, when Obama was doing that deal, not a good deal. Not a good deal, bro. Hell to the no.
Who have a disagreement on some issue, you can work things out. There's a place for diplomacy in the world. The problem is that the issue we have with Iran is not based on a grievance. They're not mad that we did something, and so that's why they're acquiring a nuclear weapon.
I think it's a religious, fundamental religious disagreement, in my opinion. There's definitely a difference between the two countries.
If only we stopped doing what it is that aggrieved them, they would go away. This is not a grievance-based problem. This is an ideological problem. Because if you read the founding documents of the Islamic Republic, it doesn't describe the supreme leader as the leader of Iran. Iran, it happens to be the country they operate from. It describes him as the supreme leader of all Muslims in the world. And that is why they believe that it is their goal, it is their mandate, it is their calling to export their revolution to every corner of the planet, but beginning in the Middle East. And a nuclear weapon capability would give them leverage in carrying out that goal that they have. And in their mind, nothing would be more glorious than the destruction of the Jewish state.
Yeah, I mean,
so the president enters
and that's unfortunately the way they see it. Yeah, I think what's happening in the Middle East right now, I kind of believe needed to happen to some degree. Am I for war? No. To be honest, I try to be as against it as possible. But at the same time, I do understand why this is happening. Why it needs to happen. So we'll see what the end result ends up being, man. We'll see what the result ends up being, you know. Maybe it'll all be for the better. Maybe it'll all be for the worse. I'm not too sure yet.
These negotiations, and it has been a process of constant appeasement. Moment after moment, we went from saying no enriching and reprocessing to you can enrich and reprocess at 5% to you can enrich up to 20% for research purposes. We went from saying no enrichment ever to saying in 10 or 15 years, all bets are off. And there's still items in the negotiation that are not clear. You know, the White House put out a fact sheet. They put out a piece of paper and they said, this is what we agreed to. And Iran put out a piece of paper just like it, except it sounded like a totally different deal. For example, the U.S. fact sheet said that sanctions on Iran would not come off until Iran complied.
Okay.
Iran's fact sheet said, no, sanctions come off immediately. And now when you press the White House on it, they refuse to say.
Wait, they removed those sanctions? Dude. So you're saying that Obama helped Iran get more powerful? Is that what you're implying, Mr. Rubio?
That in fact it will be
Holy
phased,
crap.
not immediate. That's why I filed an amendment. And even though I think that the president's deal as...
Hey, thank you guys for subscribing. We're at 8,801 subs. I can't believe it, man. We're at 8,801 subscribers. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being so incredible. You guys have made my dream come true. If we're going to be honest, you guys have made my dream come true. You guys have made it to where you guys have made it to where I could be a swing trader. You guys have made it to where I could be a YouTuber. You guys have made it to where I can, do a little delivery driving from time to time. You guys have really made this channel grow. Thank you, and once again, thank you guys. 8,801 subs, everybody. We just got another one. So don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It really does help the channel grow. Here are some of the people who subscribed in the last 24 hours. I want to put their name up on the screen real quick. Thank you for subscribing to the Michael Garza Show. I just want to give them a shout out real quick. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. I just want to thank these incredible people for subscribing, man. Thank you for subscribing to the Michael Garza Show. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Thank you again, man. Got a lot. These are people on the screen that I'm putting up in the last 24 hours. Some of the people who subscribed. Thank you for subscribing to the Michael Garza Show. Amazing. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Beautiful, man. Thank you for subscribing to the Michael Garza Show. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. All right, let's keep watching, man.
As outlined in the fact sheet was not good enough, I filed an amendment to at least
Thank
hold
you for
them to
subscribing
that.
to the Michael Garza Show.
And the amendment...
Don't forget to tap the subscribe
Thank
button
you again for
in the upper
subscribing, man.
right-hand corner. I appreciate you. Thanks for subscribing, man. Let's keep going.
To this bill read very simply. It just said that whatever deal the president crafts has to
Thank you for
reflect
subscribing
the
to
fact
the
sheet that he
Michael
provided
Garza Show.
The Senate.
Don't forget to tap the subscribe
But we
button
couldn't get
in
a
the
vote
upper
on it.
right-hand corner.
And the other amendment I filed is that any deal with Iran should be conditioned on Iran recognizing Israel's right to exist. And here's why that was so important. That was so important because this is not just about the nuclear program. The deal the president is trying to sign is about removing sanctions, meaning money is now going to flow back into the Iranian government's coffers. What are they going to do with this money? Are they going to build roads, hospitals? Are they going to donate to charity? No. Are they going to buy food and medicine for people that are hurting around the world, the hundreds of thousands that have been displaced by Assad, their puppet?
Well, hopefully. No. I don't know.
They're going to use that money to sponsor terrorism.
And that's what they've been doing, unfortunately. That's what Iran's been doing for a long time, and it's terrible, man. It's honestly very frustrating, and it's crazy. Effing crazy.
And the prime target of the terrorism they sponsor is the state of Israel. We couldn't get a vote on that amendment either.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of Israel either. But I like Israel a whole lot more than I like Iran. If I'm going to compare two devils, I like Israel more than I like Iran. Iran has been funding terrorism for far too long. Iran's government sucks, dude. It's trash.
Apparently there are senators terrified of voting against that amendment, so they'd rather not have a vote at all. And so I am deeply disappointed by the direction this debate has taken. Because I felt and I understand that this deal was carefully crafted. I'm on the committee that passed it.
Yeah.
But I also understand that every member of the Senate has a right to be heard on this debate. And unfortunately, only a couple of amendments were allowed to be voted on, and no one else had an opportunity to get their amendments voted on. Amendments that I thought would have made this bill much more meaningful. But now we've reached this point where the majority leader has filed cloture on the bill because it's time to move on to these other issues, and I respect that. And we have to make a decision. And the decision is not whether we're going to pass the bill we want or nothing at all. The decision is, are we better off as a country with this bill or with no bill? If we don't pass a bill, the Senate can still weigh in on the Iranian deal, but the Iranian deal kicks in immediately. And until the Senate acts, the sanctions will be off, at least the U.S. sanctions will be off. There's also no guarantee that the White House will even show us the agreement if we don't pass a bill. If we pass a bill, it delays the sanctions being lifted for a period of time.
Yeah.
It requires the White House to submit the deal to us so we can review it. And ultimately, it calls for a vote, up or down, on approving the deal or not. It actually requires that that vote will have to happen. And there can't be any procedural process to impede it for the most part. So at the end of the day, while this bill does not contain the amendments, we didn't even get a vote on the amendments that we wanted. It doesn't contain the different aspects that I thought it would do to make it stronger. If left with the choice that we have now, I don't think there's any doubt that we're in a better position if this bill passes.
Okay.
Because at a minimum, at least it creates a process whereby the American people, through their elected representatives, can debate an issue of extraordinary importance. If I'm troubled by anything, is that while this issue gets a lot of coverage, I'm not sure the coverage accurately reflects what a critical moment this is. I said at the outset that I think a bad deal almost guarantees war, and here's why. Because the state of Israel, such an important ally to the United States, they're not thousands of miles away from Iran. Put yourself in their position for a moment. The small country with a small population, 9 miles wide at its narrowest point, with a neighbor to the north that openly and repeatedly says it wants to destroy you and is on the verge of acquiring a nuclear capability. And Israel...
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Israel, but at the same time, not a fan of Iran either.
Israel feels like their very existence is being threatened. And faced with that, Israel may very well take military action on their own to protect themselves. I think a bad deal exponentially increases the likelihood of that happening. I also think you look at the other nations of the region, because Iran is a Shia country, a Shia Persian country, but its Sunni Arab neighbors aren't big fans of the Shia branch of Islam. So for example, Saudi Arabia, an incredibly wealthy country, they have already said whatever Iran gets, we're going to get. If Iran gets the right to enrich and reprocess, we will enrich and reprocess. If Iran builds a weapon, we will build a weapon. And so it creates the very real specter that we're going to have an arms race, a nuclear arms race in the Middle East.
That's probably going to happen, man. In fact, it is happening to some degree. And here's the thing. I mean, we already destroyed a lot of the nuclear facilities in Iran, and we've also really crippled their military. So at this point, I mean, Iran's going to take a long time to rebuild. And look, like I said, a weak Iran is honestly a better Iran for the Middle East. You don't want... I mean, Iran's been a bully. They've been a state sponsor of terrorism. I mean, it's all been said time and time again, but I mean, I think it should be taken a little bit more seriously. You know? Take it a little more seriously, man. Gotta, man.
You're talking about a region of the world that has been unstable for 3,800 years.
Senator's time is expired.
Yeah, and I don't think it's... here's the thing. I don't think there will ever really truly be stability in the Middle East. I think that a lot of things are backwards there. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. So I don't know.
Fired.
I ask unanimous consent for 30 seconds that I may conclude.
Is there objection? Without objection.
You talk about a region of the world that could have a nuclear arms race, one of the most unstable regions on the planet. And so I hope we're going to get a good deal. I'm not hopeful that we will, but I think we're better off if we have this process in place. And so I hope this bill passes here today so that at least we'll have a chance to weigh in on an issue of critical importance.
Damn, dude. Let's look at the comment section real quick. It says Democrats must be ashamed of themselves. Only now the world can see how accurate Rubio was back then. Yeah, he was spot on, man. And we, guess who we could thank for where we're at now? Barack Obama. Let's watch something a little bit different. We'll react to.
I have made so many videos over the last
Penguin Z0, whatever the hell his name is.
Few months covering Pokemon card related crime. Card shops are being robbed.
See, that's the thing, man. I would be afraid to have a card shop filled with Pokemon cards, if I'm going to be quite honest. I should sell Pokemon cards on eBay. That should be my thing. Do you guys think I should get? I don't know if I ever want to be in the collectibles business. One thing I will say though, if I was to do any sort of collectibles, it would probably be old video games. I would probably go. I actually want to go to a lot of garage sales. In fact, I was thinking about during the springtime going to garage sales and trying to buy like video game, like get video game consoles for super cheap. I'd probably bring my battery to make sure that the video game console even still works at all. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to like go to estate sales and stuff like that, get some old, maybe like an old PlayStation or something, or old video game consoles, and then maybe rack up on a few old school video games and stuff like that. That'd be fun. I would honestly enjoy that quite a bit, because people are in demand. People want old video game consoles big time. So it's a big deal, man.
More frequently than gas stations. And there is more violent crime happening from Pokemon card scalpers than there was in Gotham City. Like, I think even Batman would be having his work cut out for him trying to put the kibosh on these degenerate loser scumbags. Before diving into the meat and potatoes of the
A New York City Pokemon store robbed at gunpoint, stealing 100,000 in rare trading cards. What the fuck?
Pokemon crime I want to cover in this video. I want to give you some good
Damn, dude. Damn, this is insane.
News at the top here. I'll give you the dessert before force feeding you the vegetables. The alleged wheelman in that $116,000 Pokemon card heist I covered about a month ago has been arrested. That's the armed robbery. Yeah, about a month ago.
I mean, as long as Pokemon still remains popular, vintage Pokemon cards, older Pokemon cards are still going to be in high demand. I mean, there's a lot of, like, for example, like Bitcoin millionaires and stuff like that who are willing to, like, or just regular millionaires who are willing, because they grew up playing Pokemon, who are willing to pay a whole bunch of fucking money just to have a Charizard.
Ago, at a place called Pokécourt, there was a group of dudes who went in there with guns, and Team Rocket was just waving them around, threatening people, and breaking glass to steal all of the card product, as well as taking money from the register.
Crazy.
They caught the driver. His name is Julio Colina. He's 27 years old.
How stupid. I mean, I think it's so dumb to do. Like, these kind of robberies are so stupid. Like, it's insane that people, especially doing that in New York City. I understand that they're soft on crime in New York, but eventually you get caught in those things. It's just crazy.
Loveless, dickless, a virgin. I was trying to find his mugshot, but I couldn't find it, so I'm making up my own fan fiction. I believe he probably stands at 4'6", smells like shit, and loves pee. On the day of the armed Pokemon robbery, he dropped the suspects off and then waited 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all he could spare, like fucking Albert Wesker here. And then drove off with them. He said he was willing to chauffeur them because they'd promised him gifts if they could pack their bags while riding in his van. Those gifts must have been intoxicating. He was addicted to them. Maybe they were just giving him smooches or something for his lonely ass, because he was apparently like a really reliable driver for them for their crimes. He also served as the driver for the same group of goobers on January 9th when they stole Pokemon merchandise worth around $11,000 from a different shop. So this guy really did enjoy driving them around. Those gifts must have been amazing, but he claimed he didn't know what the trio was doing when they left his van, which investigators aren't really buying. They believe it's just a pitiful attempt at him trying to save his own ass.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I don't know what these guys were doing. I was just chauffeuring them around because they paid really well. I mean, that could be the case. I don't know. That could be the case.
Obviously it is. I have no doubt he's stupid. I guarantee he's a lobotomite, but he's not dumb enough to just be like, oh, dude, I just dropped these guys off, like, thinking that they were just going to go do some, like, normal business and stuff, and I was going to sit there and wait, and they always came back with, like, treats and candy and stuff. I had no idea they were doing anything bad or naughty. I'm as shocked as you guys are. I'm a victim, too. I was driving people that I thought were my friends. So hopefully that defense never works for him, and he spends a
Pokemon card robbery, man. That is, honestly, to some degree, man, this is wild. Just insane, man. Just pure insanity. Let's keep watching, man. Let's keep watching.
a long time in the slammer and squeals on his friends. I really hope he rolls over belly up and gives up the two dudes that had the guns. I know Pokemon card crime isn't taken seriously by the authorities in any way, shape, or form, unfortunately, even though it is an out-of-control epidemic showing no signs of slowing down. But I have to imagine armed robbery, waving guns at people, threatening people with fucking guns over Pokemon cards is probably something that they should take a little more seriously. So hopefully this entire group...
Yeah, they absolutely should take that seriously, man. This is crazy.
...group here ends up in prison. I'll keep my fingers crossed. But now I'd like to go over the most recent Pokemon robbery that I just saw a video of. It happened at House of Cards in Vancouver, and they unfortunately got ganked by the Goof Troop here. It has become almost routine for the biggest group of losers to come together and decide, like, hey boys, let's go rob a card shop. I'm not exaggerating. Almost every single day, there is a card shop being broken into and having their shit stolen. Pretty much every hour, you can bet your sweet bippy somewhere in the world, a card shop just got hit by a sledgehammer, the windows busted in, and the greasiest loser you've ever seen stumbles through and...
I mean, he's describing some interesting shit. I like the description, though. It's funny as shit.
Breaks glass, grabbing a handful of Pokemon cards and waddles their way out to try and resell it and scalp, and it's just, oh, it's so fucking pathetic. And I feel so bad for the card shop owners because it's not like this is, you know, the most lucrative business in the world. These aren't stores owned by like, billionaires and huge corporations. They're mom and pop shops. Like, these are just card...
Well, I mean, if you have a shop in New York City and it's a card collector shop in New York City, I mean, you're probably a pretty wealthy person. You know what I mean? Because it's expensive to have any sort of shop in a big city like New York. You mean the rent is high? Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not buying that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that a lot of these card shops are well off if they're in New York, but at the same time, they also could be living like literally paycheck to paycheck on a lot of these. So it's a possibility, for sure.
Shops from ordinary people that want to try and make a career out of engaging in a community and a hobby that they love. And they are just getting brutalized by the fucking biggest slimeball pigs imaginable that have deluded themselves into thinking that they can make a lot of money off scalping stolen products. I hate these people, man. I swear. I genuinely wish the worst for them.
Oh my God, are you serious? Come on, man. Come on, man. This is crazy.
The way the big guy at the end...
Oh, that's wild. It's insane. It's literally insane, man. Come on. People stealing Pokemon cards, dude. It's sadly a lucrative market, and people want to steal the Pokemon cards and then they want to resell them.
Was moving like Frankenstein's monster. I thought that chunky douchebag was about to eat shit while trying to get through the window and just cut himself all on that glass. But he made it through seemingly injury-free, and then These assholes just start storming the store and basically grabbing.
Yeah, they should. Honestly, a lot of these card shops should have like bars, like some sort of blocking bars on some of the windows to prevent people from getting in, especially when they break glass like that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's not even worth, in my mind, it wouldn't even be worth owning a physical storefront for cards. Like, there's a place called His Junk Her Treasures, for example, in Empire, here in my local town. And they're an incredible card shop, but I fear for their safety sometimes. I can imagine that people probably try to break into that too. They have a lot of Pokemon cards there. I think they keep them pretty well secured, but yeah, it's insanity, man. By the way, big shout out to His Junk Her Treasures, though. Great place.
Everything they can find.
Santa Claus? No, they're just stuffing those bags, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, these people are just taking everything they can. What's wild is how long is it taking? I mean, I guess it would take. Ty Lord says, finally get home from getting shit done. What I missed? Oh, I didn't miss much, man. We're watching people rob a card shop. So these people are stealing Pokemon cards like freaking crazy, and it's wild. These people are just robbing card shops, stealing all the Pokemon cards, dude.
In total, they spent roughly 3 minutes for this whole operation, and from the time that the window broke and the alarm sounded, police arrived 4 minutes later, according to House of Cards in the comment section. So the police response was pretty quick. A lot of people in the comments were like, what the fuck is the police response time, 2 to 3 business days? But according to House of Cards, it was actually very fast, and it's not like fucking GTA where the police can just spawn in on top of them the second that the, third star gets activated here. So 4 minutes was pretty quick. They were just faster, so the police did not get there.
Stealing all the Pokemon cards, bro. And look, I love Pokemon cards just as much as the next guy. I love, I don't really collect them, but, I admire the Pokemon world. Played Pokemon as a kid, for example, and yeah. Yeah, so like Sunny D is saying, 100% well, yes, 100% profit. Like I was saying, these card shops operate on small profits. So if you get 100% profit, you're making money. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. It's flipping wild, man. It's so insane.
In time, and I don't think that's because these are criminal masterminds or anything, galaxy brain geniuses who plotted out to the very second the amount of time they need to spend in the store before police arrived. I think they just got extremely lucky that they were out like a minute before the police got there. I truly don't think that had anything to do with their planning at all. Their plan was very simple. Rent a car, steal a plate, hit glass with a hammer, put a hook in it, and rip it off. Yeehaw. Dukes a Hazzard. Yippee. Like, there is nothing here that screams highly organized, smart criminals. They just got lucky. This is definitely a group of people that were probably regulars at this shop, so they knew the product that they wanted to target, so that way they could do it quickly and leave quickly.
Yeah, they'd probably been scoping out the shop well beforehand. So Sunny D is saying, yeah, I mean, how much money do you make with a physical shop? Funny, because most of the time when I talk to like card shops or comic shops, they make more money on. Yeah, exactly. And there's the thing. This is why, like, if I was ever to get into the collectibles industry, I would just be living on eBay. I would just be selling on Bitdefender detected. Oh, what the? Interesting. Oh, look at that. I gotta look at a Bitdefender notification real quick. Interesting. So what's the notification say? All port scan blocked. Firewall. A port scan was detected and blocked. Remote IP. Interesting. Interesting. Let's keep watching, man. Let's keep watching. Hey, guys, make sure, before we continue watching, though, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. Uh-oh. What's happening here? Try checking. Oh, hold on. Interesting. Hold on. I think I'm having a small firewall issue real quick. Chat disconnected. Ah, crap. Hold on. I might be having a firewall issue. Give me a second. I may have to actually restart the system. That's okay though. But yeah, you guys make sure you guys subscribe to the channel though. It looks like we're still live. Shouldn't have clicked that link, bro. No, I use Bitdefender, so they do a pretty good job. Let me make sure that everything's updated though. I haven't had any crazy warnings. I don't know why a port scan was blocked though. Port scan was detected. Huh. Maybe I'll just exit out of maybe if I exit out of Edge and open it back up, it'll probably start working again. Chrome appears to be working with no problem though. Chrome is always pretty solid for the most part. Yeah, I don't know. Microsoft Edge is being stupid. I'll probably have to restart the system after the stream. But yeah, we'll watch the rest of this video real quick and keep
They
going.
just got very lucky that it was fast enough that please.
Then again, I'm pretty sure it's possible that both my browsers are being shit right now.
Please couldn't catch them in time.
ET says Streamlabs is hacking you. Shouldn't have clicked that link. Now, one thing I will say though is I use Bitdefender, but I also use a lot of smart. I'm very smart about my cybersecurity. Strong passwords, two-factor authentication, that sort of thing. So I definitely take my cybersecurity super seriously overall. That's one thing I will say I'm proud of. Like, I pretty much have turned my entire, home operation into a big, smart little thing. So I've been smart about things. I could say that. I mean, this is honestly kind of blowing my mind, man. I mean, yeah, sadly, crime does pay, and this is not encouragement of crime, but yeah, sadly, crime pays. That sucks. It's good to see you, Ty Lord. It's always good to see. Hopefully, you're doing good, my man. I know that I've been plugging away at the channel and stuff, and really trying my best to get to that. I can't believe we're at 8,801 subscribers, man. I can't believe we're here. We're doing it, man. We're really kicking butt. It's just wild. ET says my browser is from North Korea. It's better. Oh, the Kim Jong-un browser. Make sure you guys, like I said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. That really does help. But no, this is a wild video, you guys. This is wild. Dude, what the hell? Well, I will say I've been streaming for about like 3 hours already, so I'll catch you all later. I'll be streaming a little bit later tonight. Most likely, at least. And yeah, no, I want to thank you guys for participating. You guys helped me get to 8,801 subscribers. Plus, I got to restart the system because of all the bullshit that it's doing right now. It's probably because it has an update that needs to be finished. But yeah, also, like I said, one more time before we end the stream, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. But I do want to thank everybody out there for being a loyal subscriber, man. We're at 8,801 subs. Couldn't have done it without you guys, and we're getting closer and closer to 10K, man. So you guys are helping me. You guys are helping this become a dream come true, and thank you. Anyway, ending the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get out of here.